Volunteers did, and that's when the scrum started to come up. This is going to be a game these officials for the final 60 minutes are going to have to manage. There's a lot of emotion in this one right now.
They're going to signal for the media timeout, so we'll take it with them. Our score here in the SEC semifinals, Auburn 41, Tennessee 36, 16-19 to play. This is Westwood One's coverage of Conference Championship Week.
Did you know? VA home loans are a key to home ownership for those who served.
I would tell anybody who is interested in getting a VA loan to just do it.
For me, the best thing about the VA loan was the simplicity of it. I was expecting, government paperwork, it was going to go on forever, and it just wasn't.
Since the down payment for a VA loan is minimal, we were able to purchase this home and then use the money that we were going to use as a down to actually fix up the home.
And the only way we could do that was because the nest egg that we had saved for the down payment, we didn't have to use because we went the VA route.
This is a wonderful benefit that veterans can take advantage of.
In the military, we make a lot of sacrifices. We're away from our family a lot. And with the VA loan, it's a way that it makes it easier for us to get a home.
To learn more about VA home loans, visit va.gov/home loans.
My life was challenging from the beginning.
Daisy spent most of her life in and out of foster care.
It's always in the back of your mind. When am I going to have to move again?
Daisy finally has the safe, permanent home she deserves, thanks to the work of the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption, which is committed to finding forever families for the longest waiting children in foster care. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
At Movember, we're best known for the mustache. Well, here's the thing. Men's health deserves support year-round, which is why we're more than a month, more than mustaches. All year round, we're doing more. We're delivering more research, more treatments, doing more to help men live happier, healthier, longer lives. But we need your support, because the more we can do, the more fathers, brothers, partners, sons we can protect. Movember, more than a month. Learn more at Movember.com.
Furnished by Movember.
Kevin Kugler and Jordan Cornette here at our Granger broadcast position at Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee. For the ones who get it done, Granger offers access to over 1 million products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by.
The call that's on the floor.
See the end of the call there from Pat Adams. It's going to be the call that's on the floor, 41-36. Auburn with a 5-point lead. They went to look at that foul on Cardwell. 2 free throws awarded as a result of that shooting foul. And a 6-0 run by Auburn. Tennessee will try to stymie that at the line. They've not scored in over 2 minutes.
And now this is the fascinating portion of the game to me, understanding who Auburn can be offensively when they're at their best, and understanding it's not really a part of Tennessee's game. Don't be fooled by the 80 points they scored in the first round. Tennessee does not like to light up the scoreboard, and they don't really have the personnel to be able to do so. So if Auburn's able to open this lead up, this Tennessee team's going to find themselves at a real crossroad, and that 3-ball has been completely eliminated. Credit Auburn's defense. They've taken that away from Tennessee.
Now, Tennessee's 13th in the SEC in scoring offense. So, to your point, this is not a team that scores in bunches, despite the fact that they put 83 up on Texas. Exactly. That's more of an indictment on Texas's defense than it is on Tennessee's offense.
That's why Texas is on the bubble.
Correct.
Hoping to get into this thing.
But what is Tennessee's strength is what they did to Texas from behind the arc. They held them to 4 of 16 from 3 in that game. Similarly today, Auburn 3 of 11 from 3. Tennessee defends, as does Auburn, and thus a 41-36 game here in the second half.
And Kevin, that one place of vulnerability of Tennessee's defense is defending the nation's best in Janai Broome. That's why you have to make sure he touches the ball every time down.
Free throw good from Jordan Gainey, and that stops the over 2-minute scoring drought for Tennessee. Gainey with one more. 2 for 2 for Jordan Gainey. 41-38, Auburn by 3 with a basketball, and Tahad Pettiford will walk it up. Janai Broome will bounce it back to Pettiford. He'll bring it across the timeline. The skip into the left corner to Mazzara. Mazzara driving baseline, 10-foot floater, no. Cardwell offensive rebound, throws it away. It's Meshack with a steal. Meshack on the run to the other end. Broom with the foul. Meshack got to the rim. Broom chasing all the way, and he commits his second.
It's a great effort from Broom to get back defensively. Meshack making him earn it from the free throw line is absolutely the right move, rather than deferring and giving him two and easy going the other way.
So Meshack, who is a 75% free throw shooter, but is 0 for 2 in this one. And Broom knew he wasn't in any significant foul trouble. Gave the foul, forced Meshack to earn it at the line. And he hits the first. 41-39. Coming up on another media stoppage. 16:01 to go in this second half. Meshack, a big exhale. Bends his knees, spins the basketball, fires the free throw up and in.
Big time.
2 shots made. 1 point game, 41-40. Auburn by 1 skinny point. Cardwell breaks the pressure over to Broom, and now Pettiford will stand right on top of the SEC logo at half court. Pats his head and dribbles with the right hand. Goes to the left side, bounces to Cardwell, top of the key. Beating it back now to Pettiford. We've got a whistle away from the ball and a foul. Underneath, looked like Jordan Gainey may have been impeding the progress underneath of one of the Auburn players. And with 15:46 to go, and they're going to count that last time out as the second stoppage and the under 16 media, it would appear. Which is good for the flow of this game.
Absolutely. Let's keep it moving. This has been staggered to start. Chad Baker-Mazara at the ball top. He needs to get acclimated as well.
Here's Broom inside. His shot blocked on the way up by Okpara. Just got a fingernail on it to deflect it. And now Tennessee will walk it up looking for the lead. Down 1, 41-40. Just the second missed shot by Broom today. He's 7 of 9. Meshack sizing up Chris Moore, top of the key with 13 to shoot. Meshack dribbles between his legs. Looking to the right-hand side. Stops, picks up his dribble. 7 to shoot. Gives it off to Lanier. Lanier with 4 to shoot. Left-hand wing against Cardwell. 2 to shoot. Has to shoot over the big man for 3. Way off the mark. Rebound Broom.
High-level defense again from Cardwell. Finding himself defending in isolation on the wing against one of the nation's best in Chaz Lanier. Forces it difficult.
He's a 6'11 guy. Defending on the wing with relative ease. Cardwell spins it to Broom at the logo in the paint. Turns, left-hand hook up and good. You get him inside that lane, he's almost unstoppable. 43-40 Auburn.
Such great touch. Just about 10 feet removed from the rim. He's got such a good feel to play off the defender's body. Right shoulder, left shoulder, doesn't matter.
Gainey, 3, quickly on the other end, and there's the first 3 since early in the ball game for Tennessee. Gainey rains it down. We're tied at 43 with 14:25 to go. Pettiford now will walk it up for Auburn. Ziegler at the scorer's table, applauding behind him, trying to cheer on his defense. Moore enters it. Okpara with a steal. Got it in front of Broom and took it away. Meshack will bring it up. Tennessee led very early in the second half, looking for the lead again. It's Gainey. Driving against Pettiford. Gets down to the right block. Has to back it out. Meshack comes to get it. Back to Gainey. Gainey around a screen. Picked up by Cardwell on the switch. He'll try to drive on the big man. Skips it left side Lanier. And Lanier falling out of bounds. Saves it to Gainey. 5 to shoot. Meshack has to hurry. Working against Baker-Mazara. Floater in the lane with 1 on the shot clock. No good. Rebound tracked down by Okpara. Here's Gainey in the left corner. And Gainey is fouled. Chad Baker-Mazara at the end of that scramble trying to poke it away and ended up poking him on the shoulder. The first foul on Chad Baker-Mazara.
Yeah, and I like the move from Coach Pearl to get Baker-Mazara out of the game. He's just not giving you much on either side. I don't like his body language. He feels like it's a lot of moping from an emotionally up and down guy on the basketball court. Get some different personnel. You need to inject some life as Tennessee is starting to take command of this game.
Yeah, we've seen those emotions throughout his career. Some good, some bad.
And the bad ones are polarizing, it seems like. Look no further than the first round exit to Yale just a season ago about this time.
Half that Yale team about to be in the NCAA Tournament on different teams.
Yeah, it's the nature of the beast nowadays, right?
Meshack will inbound with Miles Kelly in front of him. Meshack looking, needs some help, gets it in, and then Gainey is fouled by Chris Moore. Gainey came over to get it on the near sideline, and Moore fouls him. We are at the 13:37 mark in the second half, and that's already the 7th team foul on Auburn. If you love free throw shooting, this is your second half.
That's not the right call. That was right in front of us, right here at the timeline. That's good defense. I didn't see anything there that would warrant a whistle. These are two physical teams. You have to allow for some of that to enter this game.
And I think what we've seen is a reaction to some of the bickering and pushing and shoving. The officials are really calling this tightly right now.
That's very astute of you to throw it back at me because I said they need to manage this game. You're absolutely right.
Well, the intent wasn't to throw it back at you. More underlining your point as Jordan Gainey hits the first free throw. One more for Gainey. He's got 8. Tennessee's got the lead. And there was movement early. Okpara left the lane early. Wave off the shot. And it'll belong to Auburn. That cost Tennessee a point. Okpara is saying, I got dislodged by Broom. And now the officials are going to talk about it. And the crowd seeing the same thing that Okpara said as they watch the video screen above. All the officials are discussing. It was Don Daly who made the initial call. And they're going to count that shot. So never mind. That whole conversation, never mind. Count the free throw, and it's 45-43 Tennessee.
Some over-officiating going on in this game right now that's deflecting from both the rhythm and the ability for the 10 guys on the floor to decide it. Let's get back to just the basketball.
Yeah, the rhythm is what's really been affected here. Very stop and start. Pettiford will bring it across. The skip to the right side, and Johnson back to Pettiford. 45-43, Tennessee by a pair. Pettiford working against Gainey. Puts it on the floor, trying to find room to drive. Dumps it down to Broom. Broom backing down against Okpara. Backs it out, Pettiford, 3, top of the key. That's short, and we've got a whistle and a foul underneath. Maybe on Cade Phillips.
Oh, okay, because if that's on Okpara, that's 3.
No, they call it on Pettiford. No, they call it on Phillips, I believe. Still waiting for the official word as Phillips was under there. And the inbound comes back to Auburn. Deep 3, left wing, got it! Miles Kelly with the deep 3 after the Phillips foul, and a 46-45 Auburn lead. Meshack to walk it up for Tennessee. 1-point Auburn advantage. Tennessee back to work in the left-hand offensive zone. It's Ziegler now. Holds it on his chest. Looking left, looking right. Goes around an Okpara screen. Jab step back out to Meshack. And now it goes to Ziegler with 6 to shoot against Broom. He'll go past Broom. Drives to the rim. Acrobatic shot, no. Tipped around and controlled by Pettiford for Auburn. We've seen that matchup twice. Broom wins 1, Ziegler wins 1. Pettiford now to walk it up. On a bounce to Broom. Feeds it back to Pettiford. Ball right through the hands of Kelly. He scrambles to get it at the half-court line. Auburn with 12 on the shot clock. Nothing doing on this possession so far. Pettiford against Ziegler around the Broom screen. Pettiford driving inside against Okpara. Floats it over the big man. Broom gets the offensive rebound off the miss. Into the corner it goes for Pettiford. He wants to get it to Broom, left block. He's going to reset. Now posting as Broom extended left baseline. 10 to shoot. Ball poked out of his hands and taken away by Meshack, and a foul. Not a bad foul by Auburn. It broke up the break, but it's going to result in free throws on the other end after the timeout. 46-45, Auburn by 1, 11:54 to go in the SEC semifinals. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
It's March matchup season at BetMGM. Ready to shoot your shot? Lock in your picks for this year's tournament with the sportsbook born in Vegas. Being on the sidelines is one thing. This March, get into the game with exciting state-of-the-art live tracking technology, exclusive sportsbook selections, and so much more. Check out BetMGM Originals for dozens of markets you won't find anywhere else. Take a shot at our exciting free-to-play games for your chance at scoring odds boost tokens, bonus bets, and many other prizes. Plus, new players can score up to $1,500 in bonus bets if their first bet loses. From the big dogs to the underdogs, March matchups at BetMGM is a player's best friend. Sign up to catch the excitement and experience college hoops like never before with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. North Carolina only. First bet offers for new customers only. All other promotions for existing customers. Subject to eligibility requirements and rewards may vary. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.com.
With Marriott Bonvoy, take your game day rituals on the road. No matter how you show your team spirit, find a stay for your style when you explore our entire world of hotel brands and experiences. Marriott Bonvoy has a brand for every kind of fan. Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA. Explore more at marriottbonvoy.com/NCAA.
Hey, not to be dramatic, but you should smell this. Smells so good.
Whoa, that's quite the reaction to mixing and matching Gain scents. Let's hear another from Ashley, who mixed Gain products and went,
I'm so excited.
yes, you are. What about you, Isaiah?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. And Emily summed it up like so.
It is just chef's kiss.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Mix, match, more happy with Gain.
Join Westwood One Sports tomorrow night for the official announcement of both the 2025 NCAA men's and women's tournament brackets. It's Selection Sunday, hosted by America's host, Jason Horowitz. He'll be joined by PJ Carlissimo and Debbie Antonelli. Be the first to know where your favorite team is headed or if their bubble burst. Plus, you'll hear from many of the coaches whose teams will be in the big dance. That's Selection Sunday tomorrow night from 6 until 9 p.m. Eastern right here on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network. It's my favorite time of year when I get to hear Jason Horowitz in my head non-stop for the next 3 weeks.
That's what everybody says on the streets here in town as well. You're right. He is America's guy.
Sometimes I will call him during the regular season and just let him talk so I can feel like we're getting closer to March Madness.
About that, Jason said you got to stop.
Yeah.
He said it's getting excessive.
He made some comment about a restraining order, and I just laughed. I thought he was joking. I'm sure he was. 46-45, Auburn by one. Auburn by one. Tennessee's really struggled. 1 of 7 from the floor. No field goals the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And again, you attribute that to that Auburn defense.
Yeah, Auburn's defensively, they continue to elevate there. They've made it very difficult on Chaz Lanier. He's only taken 2 shots in the second half and has done virtually nothing on either side to impact this game. Advantage Auburn. That being said, Tennessee's defense has been opportunistic, turning Auburn over, trying to create some opportunities to go the other way to maybe kickstart their offense. But either way, they've been very disruptive, throwing random doubles at Broome to get him confused or getting in passing lanes to try and generate something going the other way. Auburn needs to take better care of the basketball to give their offense an opportunity to potentially grow this 1-point lead.
Chaz Lanier started this game 4 for 4 from the floor, and Jordan, he's 0 for his last 6, and they're going to need more out of the second-team All-SEC player and the SEC Newcomer of the Year if they're going to win this game.
Absolutely. I mean, we said at the beginning of the game, I mean, he is the key cog offensively for a group that tends to get stuck in third gear in stretches like the one we are currently in. Meanwhile, Auburn continued to play through Broome. Yes, he had a turnover last time down, but it was more a spacing issue with Miles Kelly being in the wrong spot to span out as a three-point shooter. They'll adjust to that but continue to feed the player of the year, in my opinion.
Second foul on Pettiford, sending Meshack to the line. He just hit his last 2. He's 2 for 4 this afternoon. Front end of the 1-and-1 is good. 8 fouls in this half against Auburn, 5 against Tennessee. Both teams with their full complement of 3 second-half timeouts. And a long way to go in this one. Second for Meshack is good. 2 for 2 at the line. Tennessee up 1, 47-46. Pettiford, long pass up the floor to Kelly. He'll drive to the rim, left to right, and he lays it in. That long pass got him numbers and an easy 2 on the other end. 48-47 Auburn. Meshack to Ziegler at the top of the Auburn defense. Around it goes to Gainey, and an offensive foul.
Milicic on the moving screen. Didn't stay sturdy. Got to keep those 2 feet stuck in stone.
And that's 4 on Milicic,
which has kept him away from having a true impact in this game offensively, and the threat he could be as a guy who could stretch you a little bit as well.
Yeah, averages over 10 points per game, and Milicic hits the bench again with 7 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 fouls. Pettiford will walk it up. Auburn by 1. 11:26 to play in this one. Broome at the top of the key with Akpara swiping at the basketball. Feeds it to Kelly. 3 fading away at the top. Bounces off the rim. No good. Rebound loose, and it's scooped up by Meshack. Tennessee will start it up the floor, and Ziegler will slow it up the floor. Meshack in the middle going against Mazzara. Here's Ziegler sizing up Chaney Johnson, the 6'7 senior. 13 to shoot. Ziegler picked up by Pettiford on a switch. Now around a screen from Okpara. Skips it over to Dubar. Dubar with a shot fake. He'll drive against Kelly all the way to the rim. Lays it in. Barreling his way through Kelly to give Tennessee the 1-point lead.
From the left side, going across the lane, left to right. Gets the defender on his hip to find an angle, and the physicality of Dubar allows him to finish.
Chad Baker-Mazzara on the drive against Meshack. Stops. 8-footer won't go. Tried to tip it in. It wouldn't go. Ball loose and scooped up by the long arms of Jemai Meshack. 49-48. Tennessee by 1. Meshack pounding the dribble. Sends it over to the left-hand wing and Gainey. Gainey will back it out with a right-hand dribble. Kelly eyeing that basketball as he works the dribble with 10 to shoot. Okpara on the left wing, and we've got a whistle and a foul. Okpara got handed the basketball, and as Gainey went by, Kelly reached out and yanked him down to the ground, and that'll be number 4 on Kelly.
Auburn continues to struggle defending the dribble handoff. It's generated a lot of fouls to the advantage of Tennessee, now firmly in the bonus. Are they in the double bonus at this point?
9 fouls right now.
So they're 1 away. The dribble handoff has provided a real advantage for Tennessee, who's trying to find any way to get some offense going.
We are pacing for 30 second half fouls right now in this game. Going to need a new P in the whistle of these officials at the end of this one. They'll wear it out. Jordan Gainey with the first free throw. Be a VIP at the men's Final Four in San Antonio with the NCAA Experience official ticket and hospitality packages. Official NCAA hospitality includes live entertainment, upscale food stations and beverages, appearances by NCAA legends, and much more. To be a VIP at the men's Final Four in San Antonio, visit ncaa.com/VIP. Both free throws good. Tennessee by 3, 51-48. 10 minutes to play in the SEC semifinal. Pettiford will drive into the paint, all the way to the rim. Missed the layup. Oh, the orange sea parted, but he couldn't finish. Tennessee will bring it up the floor. Lanier driving baseline, drops it off to Phillips, and the floater over the front of the rim is good. Volunteers by 5, 53-48. Auburn will walk it up. Now the Volunteer crowd into it. Pettiford looking over Ziegler, feeds it over to Jones on the left wing. Jones working against Lanier. Double shows, backs it out to Pettiford. 8 on the shot clock. Pettiford around the Cardwell screen with 5 to shoot. Sends it over to Jones. Jones driving into the paint. Blocked on the way up by Chaz Lanier. Ball loose to Tennessee. Scooped up by Phillips. Out it goes Ziegler. 3, right wing. Off the heel, no. Ziegler gets his own rebound. The little man tracks it down and weaves it out to the right-hand side. It's Lanier. 13 to shoot, and Ziegler will take a breath. Holding it on his left hip. 8 to shoot. Chest pass over to the left side. Finds Gainey on the drive. Shot blocked by Chaney Johnson underneath. Auburn will go the other way. Pettiford looking. Backs up. 3 left wing. Short. Rebound pops up to Lanier for Tennessee.
Auburn just ice cold, forcing the issue as the pace is sped up, and I think they're too eager to try and get something going. A bad one for Pettiford. Tennessee looks to build.
0 for 8 for Pettiford. Here's Lanier, and he snaps the twine. His first field goal after an 0 for 6 spell. 55-48. An 8-0 Tennessee run and an Auburn timeout.
That Tennessee defense has announced itself. Deflections in passing lanes, speeding them up. If you got an offense that's struggling, try and beat the defense down the floor before it congeals. Tennessee mastering that in that sequence.
Our score in the SEC semifinals, Tennessee 55, Auburn 48. We've got 8:17 to play. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
Gain Super Flings are here to take your laundry to the next level.
Talking about Gain Super Flings. Super-sized laundry packs. These things are huge. Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings laundry packs have 4 times the Oxy cleaning power and 3 times the Febreze freshness versus Gain Original Liquid.
Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings for next level laundry.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story. Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed Sponsored Jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Jason Horwitz back with you here in our Westwood One studios. Back to Nashville in a moment where Tennessee leads Auburn by 7. But update of what else is going on around the country. Wisconsin, the 5 seed in the Big Ten semis, up on Michigan State by 3, 60-57. John Tonje going off, 28 points for the Badgers. Meanwhile, in the Atlantic 10, getting close, 4-point lead, VCU over Loyola Chicago. That's the under 8 timeout, 49-45. That will be a one-bid league this year. Championship on the line in the MEAC. Top seed Norfolk State leading South Carolina State 51-49. 8:40 to go in that ball game. Already clinched a bid today. The Bryant Bulldogs, led by Phil Martelli Jr. His dad once had a 1 seed in St. Joe's. Back to Kevin Kugler and Jordan Cornette in Nashville.
Now, Jason, a reminder to join us again later tonight for our next championship game broadcast on Westwood One. Creighton and St. John's. Scott Graham and PJ Carlissimo will have all the action of the Big East Championship beginning at 6:15 p.m. Eastern. If it's Conference Championship week, it's on Westwood One at WestwoodOneSports.com. We were hoping to be done with the SEC semifinals by the time the Big East Championship began, but the pace of this game may make that a little difficult depending on what happens in Game 2.
Well, we were chuckling about it. You know, the whistles have been a little bit more spaced out, and then you start to see a rhythm, albeit firmly in favor of Tennessee, as they've allowed their defense to spawn early offense to build what feels like a crazy big lead of 7 in what's been a punch-counter-punch type of game. Auburn's going to look to respond here. They got to take better care of the ball. They've got to take better shots. They've got to, I'll say it time and time again, play through Janai Broome. The game is now a little bit sped up for him. How do you slow it down? Low post touches to your star.
8-0 run over the last 2:36. A 55-48 Tennessee lead. 8:17 remaining in this one. Auburn in the right-hand offensive zone. Chad Baker-Mazara will bounce it to Jones. Flips it over to Cardwell, driving in for the hammer, but he misses the dunk as he is fouled on the way up. Boy, what a play designed out of the timeout to get Cardwell moving toward the rim. He'll get 2 shots at the line after the foul.
Yeah, a little screening becomes the ball screen becomes the dive guy. Caught that ball low and somehow it was able to elevate on the catch, bring it from darn near his ankles up to the rim and draw the foul.
Third on Okpara, and Cardwell misses the free throw. Not a bad idea to send him to the line, a 33% shooter this year. Chris Moore returns. Chad Baker-Mazara will head to the bench. Cardwell bends the knees. Second free throw is good. 1 for 2 on that trip. That's a win if you're Bruce Pearl. 55-49. Tennessee by 6. Coming up on 8 to play. And we've got a whistle and a foul away from the ball.
So many pin-down screens or simple screens around the wings that have been called for fouls on the defender time and time again. Even a few on the screener themselves. That's really policing off the ball right now.
That's the third on Chris Moore. Bruce Pearl is frustrated. He's looking up. His arms flapping. If he had feathers, he'd take flight. Dubar was fouled, and that's the 10th team foul, which means 2 free throws the rest of the way for Tennessee.
But it just got slower, partner.
Dubar's first is good. Kevin Kugler, Jordan Cornette. We're at our Granger broadcast position at Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee. For the ones who get it done, there's Granger, offering professional-grade products for all industries, fast delivery, and free technical support. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Both free throws good. 57-49, Tennessee with the advantage. They extend the pressure on the inbound. Denver Jones will walk it up as they back up to half court. Jones, dribble handoff to Pettiford at half court. Tahad Pettiford, 0 for 8 from the floor today. Feeding it over to Chris Moore. Moore reversing the dribble back up top to Pettiford, directing traffic, lobbing down low. Cardwell couldn't catch the lob on the left block, off his right hand, and a turnover to Tennessee.
It's a bad decision. Near the half-court timeline, Pettiford attempts an alley-oop when you're trailing by 8 with 7 and a hook left. Confounding.
Miles Kelly right off the bench after that play. He will enter on the next dead ball. Here's Lanier. Back it goes to Ziegler. Ziegler on the left wing, under 10 on the shot clock. Working against Moore. Ziegler, a little jab step. Picked up by Cardwell on the switch. He'll shoot over him and hits from 3. 60-49, the largest lead for Tennessee. It's 11. Pettiford now will walk it up. Dyer straights for the Tigers. 7 minutes to play. Broom fouled as he gets the pass extended on the left block. And the foul called. That'll send him to the line. It's on Meshack, his second, and a timeout on the floor. 6:59 remaining. Auburn in trouble. The regular season champs behind 60-49. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
When I wake up, the best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler. I pull on my jeans and I feel alright. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
At Rocket, we believe everyone deserves their shot at the American dream. So if you're feeling locked out of home ownership, we're here to give you back the keys. We're opening doors, breaking down walls, and doing everything we can to turn renters into owners. And we're not going to stop until we help everyone home. To find out more, visit rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Granger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
When I wake up, the best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler. I pull on my jeans and I feel alright. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Along with Jordan Cornette, I'm Kevin Kugler. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One, presented by Progressive Insurance. Your small business keeps you on the go. Progressive Commercial Insurance keeps your policy within reach with our easy-to-use mobile app. Learn more at progressivecommercial.com. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for March Madness. Jordan Cornette, we can't hear it, but we can see it. Bruce Pearl in the huddle with his team. Very demonstrative, pointing at each one of his players. Almost looks as if he's challenging this group for the final 6:59, down by 11.
If you just read body language, it appears Auburn's lost the game, and they now are focused on the NCAA tournament. Now, I know that's not the case, but that's what they're displaying right now. They are shell-shocked at this run. This is a pro-Tennessee crowd. We're in Nashville. They have shown up here without question. 11 points off turnovers for Tennessee in this second half. We talked about how their offense can struggle at times in the half court to operate. Being able to get those runouts, being able to pursue the early offense has given them life, has given them rhythm, has given them a confidence right now that is surging them forward. In these next couple minutes of basketball, starting with the free throws from Janai Broom, they need to figure something out here, lock in one and dones on that side and start going the other way. You don't have the luxury now of settling in. This game is at a crossroads, you're running out of time.
Well, in Tennessee, you talk about a team that loves to have a lead and knows what to do with it. That's a team that can sit on a lead, much like a running team in football. They can grind out a game with an 11-point lead in 7 minutes to play.
That's what they're built for. And they understand that they've got this opponent in Auburn right where they want them. That timeout, that stoppage of play, it's now or never, because this crowd, the roof is about to come off this place with how Tennessee's currently performing.
1-and-1 opportunity for Janai Broome, who is 2 for 6 at the line today. First free throw for Broome, rattles around and home. 10-point game. Bruce Pearl, big smile on his face as he applauds from the Auburn bench. A little different look on the head coach's face now than what we saw in the huddle a moment ago.
No question. How about Janai Broome? When he gets to the free throw line, he grabbed Pettiford by his jersey, dribbling across the timeline. Give me the basketball.
Second free throw, no good. Rebound ripped away by Tennessee's Jordan Gainey, and then a foul. Chad Baker-Mazzara had the ball. Gainey ripped it away, and then a frustration foul from Mazzara trying to get it back.
If you didn't get it the first time, you got to go back and guard. You've got to understand now when you foul, it's the opportunity for an unguarded opportunity to pursue 2 points now that you're in the double bonus.
And you're sending a nearly 80% free throw shooter in Jordan Gainey to the line, who's 6 for 6 today. And the first free throw, not surprising, is good. 61-50. Tennessee by 11. 6:56 to play. Second attempt from Gainey is also good, and Tennessee with its largest lead of 12. Still time, but now urgency for Auburn as Denver Jones will bring it up the floor. Not a field goal in over 5 minutes for the Tigers. Broome swings it around to Baker-Mazzara. Here Curl into the paint, dishes into the left corner. Nowhere to move out there for Miles Kelly, to skip over to Jones. Entry, it goes to Broome. Broome underneath. Nice catch by Cardwell, and he goes left to right to lay it in.
Cardwell does a good job of the opposite block when it goes down to Broome, cutting in front of the defense, making himself a receiver right underneath the rim. A willing passer. Broome finds him with relative ease.
Ziegler to walk it up with a left-hand dribble. Denver Jones sizing him up as he gets across the half-court line. That's their top on-ball defender. The handoff to Lanier. Lanier trying to get shy of Baker-Mazzara. Feeds it over to Ziegler. 8 to shoot for Ziegler. Baker-Mazzara reaching in, and a foul. 6 on the shot clock as he reaches in needlessly, trying to poke it away, and he picks up his third foul, and Ziegler going to the line for 2.
But now Coach Pearl's upset on the sideline, didn't like the call, but in isolation, Baker-Mazzara gives up a lot of inches to the shorter Zakai Ziegler, and you try to reach. Like, once you reach, he's going to attack you. He has the advantage. He's going to draw a whistle that is deserving, and he does.
And he's at the line, an 80% shooter, and he hits the first. Between Gainey and Ziegler, 16 for 16 at the line for Tennessee. As a team, they're 22 of 24. If they win this game, that's going to be the difference as Ziegler hits his second.
Hard to get back in one when you defend and you make your free throws with a lead like this one. At 12 now with 6 minutes remaining.
64-52. Auburn working it up to Baker-Mazzara. Looking inside to Broome, posting against Okpara. Extended on the right block. One dribble, bounces up top to Baker-Mazzara. He's bumped, steps back, contested three. It's good. Big bucket for Chad Baker-Mazzara as he gets on the board for the first time from range, and it's 64-55 Tennessee.
And this is it right here. If you're going to make a push, Auburn down 9, 5 and a hook left. You got to stop defensively in this moment.
Ziegler will hand it off to Lanier. Lanier sees Kelly in front, dribbles it back. Now picked up by Broome on the switch. He'll launch a deep three way off the mark. No good. He was 7 feet behind the arc.
Inexplicable decision from Lanier, the star for Tennessee.
Mazzara will enter it to Broome. Broome spinning on Okpara, gets into the paint, stops, hook, short, no, and a foul on Okpara will send Broome to the line, the fourth on Okpara. I cannot get over the decision early in the shot clock by Chaz Lanier to launch one from 7 feet behind the arc.
And it's not like he's been lights out. There was no heat check. There was no temperature to check on with the thermometer to take that type of shot, and it opens the door. Those type of mistakes give Auburn an opportunity now to close in on this thing. Janai Broome has to convert these 2 free throws.
Just a stunning decision by Lanier, and Broome at the line where he has struggled, 3 of 8 today. Okpara and Milicic both in foul trouble with 4 for Tennessee, and Broome hits the first. Well, if you're an SEC Player of the Year, you stand up in moments like this, and Broome hits that first one.
I'll add this too, Kevin. Chad Baker-Mazar knocking down that 3. Can he start to insert himself here down the stretch?
2 for 2 for Broome at the line, and all of a sudden Auburn back within 7. Broome with 21. Pressure applied on the inbound. They've got to get this in quickly, and a timeout. No, 5 seconds. They didn't get it in. Tennessee holds 3 timeouts. They didn't use one, and they cough up the possession under the Auburn basket. Boy, some decision-making in the last 35 seconds from a veteran Tennessee team that you wouldn't expect.
You take the foot off the gas. When you get that type of lead, you get comfortable, it gets dangerous. And now you got some pressure on you.
Here's Jones off the inbound to Kelly for 3. Oh, he hits at the top of the key. The Tigers have been resuscitated. Back within 4, 64-60, an 8-0 run. Gainey now the timeout for Tennessee. Dylan Cardwell says, bring it, Auburn crowd, waving to the crowd as they head to the bench. Down just 4, still 4:48 to go. And that 8-0 run in 61 seconds. Stay with us for the All-State postgame show on Westwood One. We'll check the final numbers and other postgame comments. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. Auburn looked to be dead in the water. The Baker-Mazara 3 that you mentioned, Jordan, sparked this team, but it's been some poor decision-making by Tennessee that has added fuel to the fire.
Yeah, that inexplicable Lanier 3 from almost the timeline. You have the timeouts, and you elect not to take one. You get a 5-second violation. And bigger than all that, yes, the game pressure is now here, but now you've got an Auburn perimeter that's seen the ball go in the basket from beyond the arc a few times. Now they're shooting the 3 with a little bit more confidence, so it's go down to Broome, and now Broome, when he inevitably gets that double, it's going to be a kick out to a shooter that's shooting it confidently, and we haven't seen that very much this afternoon from Auburn.
4-point lead for Tennessee with 4:48 to go. Can Rick Barnes' squad find a steadying hand to get the game back in their favor after this 8-0 run in a minute? It'll be Gainey who will inbound with 4:48 to go. Into Ziegler, and Ziegler will start the offense for Tennessee in the left-hand zone. Ziegler looking, chest pass over to Lanier. 10 to shoot, back to Ziegler. Ziegler looking for a screen from Okpara. He'll throw it to the left side. It's off the hands of Milicic, and a turnover for Tennessee. Jedi Broome looks up and gives 2 thumbs down to the crowd. Auburn feeling it right now.
Yeah, I mean, just an unforced error. Zakai Ziegler did try to get into the lane. Auburn's defense did not allow for that, but Milicic looked like he wanted to make a move with the basketball before catching it. Probably a little bit of rust because he had been on the bench for a stretch.
It was a 14-point lead just a minute ago, it seems. 12-point lead, rather. Now it's a 4-point lead. Broome to work on the right block. Backing down against Okpara. Turns, jumper off the window, rolls home, and Auburn within 2. 64-62. 10-0 run. Broome waving to the crowd. Auburn right back in it.
A champion-level response, Kevin Kugler.
Meshack will start it over as Ziegler lost the handle on the ball. He tried to feed it to Milicic, and another turnover. Timeout in Nashville. Auburn, once nearly buried, has risen and are within 2 with the ball when we return. 64-62, Tennessee by a pair. Still 3:56 to go. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed sponsored jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Granger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Westwood One is once again your home for complete coverage of March Madness. From Selection Sunday tomorrow night until the nets are cut down in San Antonio and Tampa, we'll bring you live exclusive action of both the 2025 NCAA men's and women's basketball tournaments on Westwood One and WestwoodOneSports.com. Alongside Jordan Cornett, our entire crew, I'm Kevin Kugler. 10-0 run for Auburn in a minute 52. Fueled by 3 Tennessee turnovers in that span.
Miscues. And miscues so many times this time of the year define games and make for these moments. I mean, look no further than Jalen Withers in that semifinal game with North Carolina a night ago to lane violation. You're seeing that stuff now. The shot from Lanier, the inbound when you have the timeouts to not take him 5 seconds. And now 2 of the most careless turnovers that I've seen from Tennessee in a long, long time. And this has all happened in the stretch of this run of basketball in these last 4 minutes, which has allowed this run it's been incredible to see what Auburn's doing right now. And now the momentum is shifted. So what kind of response are you going to get from Tennessee? Are you going to lock in defensively? Are you going to guard? Are you going to take care of the basketball? Because now it's a game for the final 4 minutes.
Well, some play-by-play guy on a broadcast said that Tennessee knew what to do when they had a double-digit lead late in the game. I don't know who that would have been, but clearly,
I don't know.
Clearly it was somebody other than me, because Tennessee has really struggled with the lead, and Auburn has chipped away very quickly. We still have 4 minutes to go.
And after all the turbulence, can you settle back in? You still have a 2-point cushion. You can't let what's happened in these last few minutes impact what's going to happen for the next 4.
The 31st 10-0 run of the year for Auburn, leading the SEC, as Denver Jones will bring it up the floor looking for the tie or the lead. Auburn was down 12 just a blink of an eye ago. Lob into Broom, left block, misses the layup. Tip try won't go. Akpara secures the board for Tennessee. Big rebound for the ball.
An incredible pass from the right wing to the left block down low, setting up Broom nicely for the layup, but he can't convert at point-blank range.
Here's Lanier off a screen, jumper, no, tip try, spins around, yes, Cade Phillips all the way around the cylinder to break the run and get Tennessee up 4.
Our Auburn ball watching on the Lanier mid-range, and nobody gets a body on Phillips for the easy tip in.
Baker Mazzara feeds it to Broom, double comes, passes out of it left side, Jones drives down the right side of the lane, his shot won't go but a foul. He drove into the teeth of that Tennessee defense. Who gets whistled for the foul? Akpara was in there. If it's his 5th, but it goes on Phillips. A break for Tennessee, just his 2nd.
Absolutely, because you know down the stretch it's going to be Broom, and more Broom. You need that length and athleticism of the rim protector, Felix Akpara.
Yeah, he's the best option as a shot blocker to defend against Broom for sure. Jones at the line. The free throw is good, and there's one more to go.
Kevin, another reason that matters, these fouls for these guys, this could go extra time. We could be playing more basketball than just the 40.
Well, with 3:08 to go and a three-point game, that's certainly within the realm of possibility, and everybody over the limit now for the double bonus. We've had 22 fouls called in the second half, but a miss by Denver Jones, a 92% shooter, short on the second. 66-63, Tennessee with a lead and the ball under 3 to play. Ziegler, the lob underneath. Phillips catches, but can't get the shot up on the left block. Short on the attempt. Baker Mazzara starts it up the floor for Auburn. The handoff to Broom. Skip pass into the left corner. 3 on the way. Rolls off no good. And the rebound by Lanier for Tennessee. Boy, Kelly got a good look. Just couldn't cash in.
Broom felt that double. Swings it across. That's the look you want offensively in a half-court setting.
Now Ziegler to walk it up. 15 to shoot. Ziegler, middle of the floor, sends it over to Gainey. Gainey driving left side, down the lane to the rim and lays it in. 68-63, balls by 5.
Little mid-curl coming off the screen, left to right, catches seamlessly for the layup undeterred.
Here's Baker Mazzara, in it goes to Broom. Double comes, skip to Kelly, touch past Jones, 3 left wing, rims out, no. Rebound underneath by Ziegler for Tennessee. 2 to play, balls by 5, SEC semifinal in Nashville. Ziegler walking it up. Miles Kelly sizing him up. Holding the basketball, burning the clock, down to 10 to shoot. Ziegler around an Okpara screen, lobs to Okpara with the catch underneath. He falls down, lost the ball. Broom picks it up. Ahead to Miles Kelly. Kelly on the run for Auburn. Stops top of the key. Slow up the floor is Cardwell, and we've got a whistle and a stoppage in play. Dylan Cardwell went down in that battle for the rebound, and Cardwell limping towards the Auburn bench. Chaney Johnson coming in. Not only if you're an Auburn fan are you worried about that for the final 131, you're worried about a potential tomorrow or an NCAA tournament run.
And he's given them quite a boost defensively, on the backboard, as a screener for this group. A ton of things. Cardwell impacts the game in a lot of ways.
So Johnson will enter, and he will send this inbound in from the Auburn bench. It's Broom at the top. Baker Mazzara holding the basketball against Gainey. He'll clear everybody out. 15 to shoot. Baker Mazzara driving baseline. Stops. Re-enters. Drive. Shot over Phillips is good. Really aggressive play by Chad Baker Mazzara for 2 and Auburn within 3. 68-65. 1:07 to go. Not many seats being used here in Nashville as everybody stands. Final minute of regulation. 3-point game. Tennessee on top. Ziegler, left side Chaney underneath to Phillips. Phillips doubles, left block, takes it up anyway. Shot won't go. Tip try won't go by Okpara. Rebound by Broom, and we've got a whistle and another player down. It's Chad Baker Mazzara down on the floor on the baseline. Holding his right knee. Up he comes, and he'll limp towards the Auburn bench. Already we saw Dylan Cardwell limp off. And now Baker Mazzara needs a little assistance from Denver Jones as he heads to the bench. Today's broadcast of Conference Championship Week on Westwood One is intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of Learfield and Westwood One is strictly prohibited. He's staying on the floor, but he is really favoring that knee.
It's almost like by his reaction, there's a knock of the knees. A little tender, but he's going to fight through. I mean, I was looking like, where's their trainer? They must know their personnel. They're like, he's going to tough it out and play.
He's still limping. We'll see if the basketball provides a little medicine when he gets it in his hands. Miles Kelly will start it up with 42 seconds to go. Auburn down by 3. Kelly into the front court. Right-hand offensive zone. He hands it off to Denver Jones. Jones back, it goes to Kelly. Kelly will enter it. Broom extended. Left block trying to back down against Okpara. Spins. Baseline shot. No. Tip try. No. Rebound batted up. Oh, a foul. Okpara battling for that loose ball. Picks up his 5th. He is done with 29 seconds to play.
I don't know if there's any contact there from Okpara, but it's much ado about nothing because with his 5th, like you said, Kev, He's out of this one. Broom missed a point-blank layup and an easy tip-in. And there was no foul. There was no foul.
Boy, oh boy.
Just because there was such a scramble down there and a lot of bodies moving, I think the officials anticipated a whistle rather than there being something worthy of one.
Rick Barnes is pointing up to the big screen, says to KB Burdett Jr., there was no foul. There was nothing there. But what a big loss. You lose Akpara, who was the man in charge of defending Broom, which is never an easy task. And the whistle came after the second tip. And again, there just wasn't much there.
Not at all. And Broom, lucky because he got two great looks to complete it before a whistle. Couldn't do it. Bailed out by the Zebras.
And Broom to the line for two. First free throw, no good. He's 5 of 11 today at the charity stripe. And in a three-point game, those misses loom especially large. One more for Broom. 13 for 21 is Auburn as a team. Second free throw short. Rebound out of bounds. It'll be Auburn ball, but they're going to review it. Call on the court is Auburn basketball, but immediately Don Daly says let's go to the monitor and check, as is the custom in college basketball these days.
This one's going to be
The call
close.
on the floor is White's basketball. The play is under review.
So the call on the court belongs to Auburn. Did it go off the hand of Chaney Johnson?
The question
before it went
is,
out of bounds? Oh, it looks like it caromed off his right arm.
Yes, definitely. That should be Tennessee basketball.
So they went up for the rebound. It went off initially one of the Volunteers, and then as it came down, it looked like it caromed off the right outstretched arm of Chaney Johnson, who, remember, is in the game because of the Dylan Cardwell limp that took him out of the game a little while ago. You saw Meshack got a hand on it initially. He lost it as he tried to secure it with two hands, and then it looked like it bounced off the wristband on the right arm of Chaney Johnson and hit the baseline out of bounds. And here's the call.
There you go.
And it is.
After further review, the call on the floor has been reversed. It would be Tennessee's basketball. 28.7 seconds on the clock.
So there you hear the word from Pat Adams. 28.7 on the clock. Tennessee by 3. Auburn obviously is going to have to foul at some point in this possession.
You're going to try to pursue the early seconds of the entry. Can you get a double? Can you turn them over? There's been mental errors and miscues from Tennessee. Can you find one in those first few seconds? But after that, with the shot clock turned off, trailing by 3, inevitably you are going to have to foul.
So 28.7 on the clock. Igor Milicic will inbound for Tennessee. He's not had a really big factor in this game with foul trouble all day long. Broom in front of him. Can Tennessee, who's 23 of 25 at the line, 92% today, can they close it out in a game that they looked like they were going to run away with? Milicic needs some help on the inbound, bouncing into the corner. It's Ziegler. Ziegler trapped in the corner. Tie up. Possession arrow. Auburn. The tie-up is called. Tennessee screaming they called timeout first, but it's Auburn ball.
Looks like some deliberation. I was just making sure there's no confusion here. That should, without, it was the jump ball call. Possession is Auburn's. Now what are they talking about?
The officials, Don Daly and KB Burdett, are talking. Did one of them hear a timeout call beforehand? No, they did not. They're just making sure the shot clock is set at 20. It's going to be Auburn basketball. They got the trap, they got the tie-up. They're down 3, 26.6 to go. Chaney Johnson will inbound. Oh my, what a finish in the SEC semis. Johnson bouncing it in to Broom. Broom will feed it over to Baker Mazzara. Up top to Kelly. 15 to shoot. Kelly wanted a 3. Gives it to Broom. Sends it over to the right corner. Ball batted. Baker Mazzara. 3 right wing. Rolls off. No good. Rebound out of bounds. It'll belong to Auburn with 14.2 to go.
Baker Mazzara, a pristine look from the wing for the tie. Auburn made it clear they weren't going for a quick 2. They wanted a triple, and they got the one they wanted.
And back to the monitors we go to check possession
The
again.
call on the floor is White's basketball. The play is under review.
Tell you, the way games are reviewed these days, if you're a coach, you don't worry about getting rid of your timeouts early in this. And again, this might belong to Tennessee again. This might be a reversal, Jordan. Watch the hands. Did Broom's
that's Broom on the right hand. Broom's
swat it
right
out of
hand
bounds?
is the last one to touch it. This should be Tennessee basketball.
That'll be 2 that they missed and 2 that are reversed in the final minute.
How about that? That is absolutely off the right hand of Broom that sends it out of bounds. No question. Clear as day.
Boy.
Sometimes you need the review. You certainly needed it there because I think everyone in this arena thought that was Auburn's basketball. The replay shows something very different. This should go the Volunteers' way.
Well, they're looking at it. This should be a very quick review. I say that knowing that rarely are the reviews quick. Now, we've seen when you have the alternate official on the side as you do in conference tournament and NCAA play, sometimes it's almost like an expedited review in football. You get a little extra help. Mike Eads is also here from the SEC, the director of officiating.
After further review, the call on the floor is reversed. It would be Tennessee's basketball with 14.8 seconds on the game clock.
So we're kind of back to the same situation we were a moment ago when Tennessee was trapped and tied up in the corner, but now there's only 14.8 left.
Well, yeah, and it's clear that they want to get their ball to their all-everything guard in Zakai Ziegler. And so when they do, that allows you, understanding as a defense, it's going there to pursue the trap. So you got to figure Ziegler's going to get another touch. Can you get him in a Coffin's corner situation?
It's amazing. We are almost to a 2.5-hour basketball game, and it's 68-65. And there's one more to go.
They're going to line everybody up on a baseline in a football formation. I always like this defensively because I try to take a charge. These guys are going to come surging, try as a defender, get a body in front. They come across that baseline, try and generate a charge.
14.8 to go. It'll be Milicic who will inbound. Boy, a lot of confusion right now. Don Daly, our official, going over saying stand on the bench. Milicic looking to inbound. Broom in front of him. He's got to hurry. Is he going to get another 5? But a timeout is called first.
He got that in the last few tenths before a violation, did Milicic.
Tennessee still has one timeout left. It would be an absolute crime if Tennessee took 2 5-second counts with timeouts in their pocket.
Absolutely. And you know, I still locked in absolutely on this game, but I am thinking about Florida and Alabama. Nothing worse than sitting there in anticipation and wanting to come out and play. They're being held at bay for a little bit here. As you mentioned, we're on 2.5 hours. Who knows how long it's going to take to decide this one.
When those two teams have been in the arena for well over an hour at this point. Both of their coaches, I'm sure, are thinking, we could have stayed in the hotel longer at this point.
And then that 30-minute buffer before you actually play the game. So just thinking ahead, my posterior's gone numb sitting here.
Oh, I know. We have seen in the second half 23 fouls, 38 for the game today. Some of those fouls, overly aggressive whistles in certain circumstances. And still 14.8 to go. Still a 3-point game. Can Tennessee finish it off? They have not scored in the last 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Trying to hang on. Milicic will inbound again. Don Daly tells the Auburn Tiger mascot to sit down. He's tamed a Tiger. Milicic will inbound. Looking, lobs it in. Meshack with the catch at half court and a foul. And Meshack may have gotten popped in the head by Chad Baker-Mazzara unintentionally. Baker-Mazzara immediately there to try to help him up, but he stays down.
Very dangerous pass from Milicic. That ball hung up in the air for a long time. Allowed the defense to converge on it. Meshack made an incredibly athletic play to become almost a wideout of sorts to catch and control that basketball.
Meshack caught it with his left hand. It rolled up his forearm and then
almost traveled if the foul wasn't going to come. Momentum on the catch. Almost caused the shuffle of momentum of his feet, but Baker Mazzara came into his space and fouled before any type of traveling violation would come into play.
And for whatever reason, both teams are huddling up right now after this. Meshack is up and fine.
A lost contact from Meshack is causing the stoppage in play, as he's allowed to put that contact back in because he will head to the free throw line.
Jordan Cornett, ophthalmologist and analyst. Meshack making his way back out there with full vision. Blinking that, anybody who's ever put contacts in knows you got to blink that in a little bit.
Yeah, this is at a disadvantage now for Meshack at the free throw line.
Today, 4 for 6, 75% on the year. Free throw number 1 is good. Big free throw makes it a 2-possession game with 14 seconds to go. One more to go for Meshack. Everybody trying to figure out their positions. Meshack set. Bends the knees, spins the ball. Free throw is good. 70-65, Tennessee by 5. Inbound comes to Jones. He'll motor up for Auburn, 10 seconds to go. Jones accelerates into the front court, spins into the paint, throws it back out to Kelly. Contested 3 left wing, no, off the front iron. Tracked down by Ziegler, and that'll do it. The Tennessee Volunteers have knocked off the outright regular season champion Auburn Tigers, and the Volunteers will play for an SEC Tournament championship on Sunday in Nashville. 70-65, Tennessee wins it, headed to their 14th SEC title game.
Just a heck of a performance by the guards of Tennessee. Chaz Lanier, pedestrian numbers for an All-American, but Zakai Ziegler, what a job. 20 points, had to become a scorer more than he's even accustomed to in this game. Some big-time buckets from different guys throughout for this group. Gainey provides 15 and was good on the backboard. Meshack with the free throws. A total team effort in a way that this Tennessee team has done it time and time again. The defense fueling the team effort. This crowd playing a role, and Tennessee will advance.
The final score of the SEC semifinals. Game 1, Tennessee with a 70-65 win over the top seed Auburn. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
Not to be dramatic. Hey, not to be dramatic, but you should smell this. It smells so good.
Whoa, that's quite the reaction to mixing and matching Gain scents. Let's hear another from Ashley, who mixed Gain products and went,
I'm so excited.
yes, you are. What about you, Isaiah?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and Emily summed it up like so.
It is just chef's kiss.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Mix, match, more happy with Gain.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
With Marriott Bonvoy, take your game day rituals on the road. No matter how you show your team spirit, find a stay for your style when you explore our entire world of hotel brands and experiences. Marriott Bonvoy has a brand for every kind of fan. Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA. Explore more at marriottbonvoy.com/NCAA.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Ball above all. Am I right, y'all? Any questions?
Professor, NCAA Division I women's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to get loud? Rep your squad? Get your players hyped up to go all the way to the ship? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/WBB tickets.
This March Madness, Wendy's has a $1 JBC or double stack with in-app offer and purchase. So we're throwing the biggest watch party in the country and giving you the best seats to watch all the action. But just so you know, the seats are in a Wendy's, and the action is just staring at the $1 JBC or double stack in front of you. Also, you can bring a +1, if it's a burger. When it's gotta be fresh, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Participating Wendy's. Limit 1 JBC or double stack or qualifying item per offer with additional purchase. Wendy's app account registration required.
Welcome to the Allstate postgame show on Westwood One. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
A 70-65 win for Tennessee over Auburn. Alongside Jordan Cornette, I'm Kevin Kugler. Some of the final numbers, Ziegler ends up leading the way for Tennessee with 20, 15 for Gainey, 12 for Lanier. Really struggled after a hot start. Started 4 for 4, ended 5 of 13 from the floor. For Auburn, 23 points, 7 rebounds for Janai Broome, the SEC Player of the Year. The only player above 20 points, Kelly with 13, Jones with 10. Pettiford really struggled. 0 for 8, did not score in this game for Auburn. And then the free throw line, a big story. 25 of 27 Tennessee, 13 of 22 Auburn. Biggest difference in this game was the charity stripe as Auburn falls 70-65 to the Volunteers. Time now to select the smart coaching move of the game, sponsored by Prevagen. Prevagen made for your brain. All right, Jordan Cornette, what's your smart coaching move of the game?
It's been a philosophy of Coach Barnes and all his teams year in and year out, and this season certainly with how they defend the three, but it's how they defended Janai Broome, which allowed them to take away the three yet again. They would stunted him at certain times. They would throw doubles. They made him guess as opposed to when he's typically, I get the ball down low, double comes, I'm going to have this pass. He didn't always know, so it made it disruptive for the three-point shooters. Also made them a little tentative, which took away their ability to really make threes. So how they defended Broome, which became a domino effect and ultimately taking away the three-point shot, which is so big to the Auburn operation. Coach Barnes, I continue to marvel at his game plan time and time again. He had as much an impact as his players on the floor did.
So we have one team in the SEC final. It's Tennessee with a 70-65 win. Will it be Alabama or Florida that joins them? Florida warming to our left. Alabama to our right. They're coming up. But right now, let's send it back to Jason Horowitz in our Westwood One studios.
All right, Kev, Jordan, thank you. We'll get you back out to Nashville. Tip time in just about 20 minutes between a couple of teams that have played games combined this year, close to 200 combined points. Not like the one we just listened to. Tennessee outlasts Auburn 70-65. Let's quickly revisit this ball game, and it was a 1-point Auburn lead at the half, 33-32, and the game stayed within 2 possessions for the most part of the first 30 minutes in totality of this game. At the 10-minute mark in the second half, there had been 18 lead changes. Tennessee was up by 1 and went on a run.
Here's Lanier. Back it goes to Ziegler. Ziegler on the left wing, under 10 on the shot clock. Working against Moore. Ziegler, a little jab step. Picked up by Cardwell on the switch. He'll shoot over him and hits from 3. 60-49, the largest lead for Tennessee. It's 11.
They would push the lead to 12 at 64-52, but Auburn's defense clamped down, and the best player in the SEC went to work.
Broome to work on the right block. Backing down against Okpara. Turns, jumper off the window, rolls home, and Auburn within 2. 64-62. 10-0 run. Broome waving to the crowd. Auburn right back in it.
A champion-level response, Kevin Kugler.
Janai Broome had 23. His only problem, though, he was 5 of 12 at the free throw line. They're within 2. Tennessee finally scored for the first time in almost 4 minutes. And a lot of fouls late, a lot of missed opportunities late. Auburn a missed shot late. Tennessee finished it off with the Wrangler highlight of the game.
Meshack set. bends the knees, spins the ball. Free throw is good. 70-65, Tennessee by 5. Inbound comes to Jones. He'll motor up for Auburn, 10 seconds to go. Jones accelerates into the front court, spins into the paint, throws it back out to Kelly. Contested 3 left wing, no, off the front iron. Tracked down by Ziegler, and that'll do it. The Tennessee Volunteers have knocked off the outright regular season champion Auburn Tigers, and the Volunteers will play for an SEC Tournament championship,
which they won 3 years ago. Highlight of the game, sponsored by Wrangler. Here's to the early risers, the go-getters. Shop Wrangler.com for new denim styles to kickstart your day. Wrangler for the ride of life. Biggest difference in the ballgame. Tennessee, 25 of 27 at the free throw line, almost 93%. Auburn, 13 of 22, less than 60%. Volunteers get either Alabama or Florida, and the game tips off here in about 16 minutes. Once again, the final score, Tennessee 70, Auburn 65. Now for Kevin Kugler and Jordan Cornette, I'm Jason Horowitz. This is Westwood One's coverage of Conference Championship Week.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. We leave no warrior behind. Wounded Warrior Project is a non-profit organization created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war. Whether those scars are physical or mental, we're here to make sure that they heal. And whether it's helping those with post-traumatic stress disorder live a normal life again, or giving much-needed support to injured warriors in veterans' hospitals, because no one deserves our help more than the men and women who risk their lives to keep us safe. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
James Brown and Bill Cowher welcoming you back to Dennis Melvin's house. It's time for the Midnight Snack Run.
This is one tricky obstacle course. Sticking to healthy habits in this kitchen is going to take focus and determination, but it can be done, JB.
He's already entered the snack part of the course, and he's eyeballing a jar of chocolate candy.
That is tempting right off the start.
Uh-oh, he's reaching, Bill, but he pushes it away.
Great stiff arm.
He's approaching a plate of delicious-looking iced cookies.
Oh, Dennis, you only want one of those.
He blows right by him for the apple.
Oh, the fridge. It's make or break time, JB.
He stares down some rich-looking treats. Uh-oh, looks like he's headed for the soda. Wait, he jukes left, grabs the water bottle, and shuts the door with his elbow in record time.
Unbelievable move. I gotta see that again.
And he's out. He even turned off the light.
That's the way you execute a midnight snack run.
Stand Up to Cancer and Rally want you to reduce your risk for cancer.
Go to takeahealthystand.org.
Furnished by Stand Up to Cancer.
From Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee, Westwood One Sports presents the Southeastern Conference Semifinals between the Florida Gators and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Championship Week on Westwood One is presented by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. Visit progressive.com. Hi, everybody. Along with Jordan Cornette, I'm Kevin Kugler. Jason Horowitz will join us shortly from our Westwood One studios. Tennessee awaits the winner of Alabama and Florida. And a very different game ahead for us today, Jordan Cornette. From that first game, which became a defensive slugfest, these two teams can put up points in a big way.
Kevin, let me tell you, there's nobody on the floor, there's nobody in the building, there's certainly nobody on a coaching staff that says, let's slow the game down, let's try and control it.
Nate Oates has never said that.
There is no way. These are two teams that want to run, they want a gun, they've got the personnel to fill it up. It's the first one to 95, I'd say, in this one. It's going to be electric. The last outing was exactly that. 99-94 is how that one played, back and forth, highly competitive. Two teams that shoot it well with great guard play, but Florida a distinct advantage with their front line, and that showed its face last time these two teams played.
The path here, Alabama won 99-70 yesterday over Kentucky, 19-3 in fast break points, 29-6 in points off turnovers, and meanwhile Florida won 95-81 over Missouri. They held the Tigers to 4 of 16 from 3, and their backcourt of Walter Clayton Jr., Elijah Martin, and Will Richard combined for 52 points. Hard to beat when those three are going.
They're so much fun to watch in pursuit of early offense, and in the transition game, they make the right decision, whether it be pull up for an NBA three, get all the way to the rim, an alley-oop opportunity, high-level execution.
Coming up, it's Alabama and Florida in the SEC semifinals, but when we return, Jason Horowitz joins us from our studios. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription. And I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it, because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
I'm at a smoothie bar asking people if they'd switch smoothies with me for $574.
Oh, I'll switch.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
That's a headache.
Nope, it's painless.
Oh, so it's easy money.
Yep, check Allstate first and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/score. Ethos.com/score.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Welcome to the Conference Championship Week pregame show on Westwood One, sponsored by BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Download the app today and discover their new look same-game parlay product and more. BetMGM. Please gamble responsibly. Now, here's your host, Jason Horowitz.
All right, happy to have you back with us here in our Westwood One studios. Florida and Alabama opening tip coming up in just about 10 minutes. Winner to take on Tennessee tomorrow in the SEC Championship game, which you will hear right here on most of these same Westwood One stations. And all three of those teams, Tennessee, Alabama, and Florida, all in play, possibly for that final number one seed when we get to the Field of 68 tomorrow night. Again, Selection Sunday right here on Westwood One, 6 p.m. Eastern. We will reveal the Field of 68. And, of course, Westwood One, your exclusive home for all of NCAA March Madness and every game of the men's basketball tournament beginning Tuesday night with the first four. Let's get you caught up on what else is going on. Some incredible finishes to start this Saturday in some of the semifinals. Top seeded Michigan State on an 8-game winning streak. Big Ten semis taking on Wisconsin. Badgers led most of the second half. We're trying to hold on at the end.
Second free throw for Tanjay on the way, and that's going to roll off. Rebound Fierce by second.
You got to get him. You got to foul.
And he throws one up. Knocked away. Gilmore ahead to Tanjay, and we'll see it tomorrow. The Badgers win it. They hang on and defeat Michigan State 77-74.
Matt LePay from Learfield, and you heard Brian Butch say you got a foul. He looked like he was trying to, but he swiped the ball away, got all ball, no foul called, and Wisconsin will get either Maryland or Michigan tomorrow in the Big Ten Championship. Top seed in the Atlantic 10, VCU over Loyola Chicago. They will get either George Mason or St. Joe's. That game about to tip off. The American, a conference that may have a bid thief. Memphis is going to be in regardless. They're the top seed. In the semis, they lead Tulane 25-20, 5:55 to go. Of course, that bid stealer would only happen if Memphis does not win the American Championship game. All right, title games. going on. Earlier today, Bryant, for the second time in school history, the school out of Rhode Island, won the America East. They beat Maine by 18, so Bryant won of the automatic bids. Norfolk State trying to win the MEAC. They had a 12-point lead late. South Carolina State got all the way back and tied. They committed a foul. Norfolk State hit one of two free throws and then got a defensive stop. 66-65. The Spartans go into the NCAA tournament for the fourth time in school history. American, Bryant, Drake, Gonzaga, High Point, Lipscomb, McNeese, Montana, Norfolk State, Omaha, Robert Morris, SIU Edwardsville, St. Francis of Pennsylvania, Troy, UNC Wilmington, and Wofford. At the moment, your 16 automatic bids for this year's NCAA tournament. All right, we go back to Nashville on the other side. Kevin Kugler, Jordan Cornette, keys to Alabama and Florida. This is Westwood One's coverage of Conference Championship Week.
A dog? I'm not. I was born for a purpose. To bring you hope. To guide you out of darkness. To stand by you as you rediscover life. When past battles cloud your mind, I push them away. You tell me I'm your hero, just as you are mine. You hold me when you're afraid, whisper that I saved you. With me by your side, no challenge is too great, no night too dark. I'm your guide, your companion, your friend. Your light. A dog? I'm not. With me, you see the world again.
Discover hope at Dogs Inc. Visit us at dogsinc.org to learn more.
The mission of Paralyzed Veterans of America is clear. Accessibility. Veterans who have served and sacrificed the best of themselves deserve access to the best our country has to offer. Access to meaningful employment. Access to the veterans' benefits they've earned. Accessible homes and vehicles. And access to every part of their communities. With PVA staff working inside VA hospitals, no other veterans organization has provided more real-time, ongoing support for paralyzed veterans and their families. PVA is proud to serve veterans across all branches, all generations, and all conflicts. Our nation's heroes fought for your independence. Join PVA in fighting for theirs at pva.org.
Back in Nashville as we get set for Game 2 of the SEC semifinals. Florida and Alabama, the 2-seed Florida, the 3-seed Alabama. Alongside Jordan Cornette, I'm Kevin Kugler. We're almost ready to go, but first, got to get Jordan Cornette's keys to the game. Sponsored by Ethos Life. Ethos Life, the easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam, just a few health questions. Get your free quote at checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Shall we start with the Alabama Crimson Tide, the number 3 seed?
Yeah, I think that's a great place to start because there's one massive key for this Alabama team, and it all goes under the umbrella of interior toughness. For Alabama, it's a difficult matchup against this Florida front line. It's a difficult matchup for anybody against this Florida front line, but you know, they gave up 16 offensive rebounds to Florida in the last matchup. Alex Condon had arguably his best game in a Florida uniform, going for 27-10 with 4 blocks. They are going to try to overwhelm this Alabama front line by backboard, low post touches, rim runs, trying to get them in foul trouble. Alabama's interior needs to work on the glass, needs to front, throw doubles, try and confuse these bigs, but there needs to be an element of physicality and toughness from the jump, or Florida will simply overwhelm.
Well, and how will Florida overwhelm? Let's get the keys to the Gators.
For this Florida group, I mean, they've got to be better with the basketball. Typically they are. 16 turnovers versus Mizzou in that first round. And look, Alabama garnered 29 points off turnovers as they breezed through, especially in the second half over Kentucky. Finally, for this Florida team, look, when I watch Alabama, I marvel at the ability of their perimeter to touch the paint. Everything starts with them drive, kick, drive, finish, drive, and draw fouls. As good as Florida is offensively, and their guards are elite, they're going to be tasked for 40 minutes with keeping driving lanes from occurring with ease with this Alabama group that is in steady pursuit of it. Can they keep the guards out of the paint? Will be a massive storyline for 40 minutes.
This has been the Conference Championship Week on Westwood One pregame show, sponsored by BetMGM, the sports book born in Vegas. Download the app today and discover their new look, same game parlay product and more. Please gamble responsibly. Up next, we'll have the opening tip-off of the second game of the SEC semifinals between the Florida Gators and the Alabama Crimson Tide. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
Spring forward with real unlimited data from Straight Talk this tax season and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. So you can stream games during Mad March hours, check the weather for April showers, and watch gardening videos about May flowers. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 4/15/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires purchase of single line gold unlimited plan or higher. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Paying rent can feel like throwing money away. And when you're spending so much, it can be hard to see yourself buying a home. So Rocket Mortgage is helping you put your monthly rent towards home ownership with Rent Rewards. For the first time, save up to $5,000 off the cost of your first home just by paying rent. Only at Rocket Mortgage. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed Sponsored Jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
And that is why many of the greatest feats of fandom require you to be on your feet. Any questions?
Professor, NCAA men's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to show up, show out, give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MVB tickets.
Ready to get this one started, but first, the starting lineups, and we start with the number 3 seed Alabama Crimson Tide, Nate Oates' 6th team at Alabama, and Mark Sears is the leader. One of the 5 finalists for the Bob Cousy Award as the best point guard. Number 6 all-time leading scorer in Alabama history. 19 points per game, 5 assists per game for Mark Sears. Joined in the backcourt by LeBaron Fillon. LeBaron Fillon, the freshman for Alabama, averaging 11.2 points per game, 3.5 assists, 3 rebounds per game for Fillon. Chris Youngblood, the third guard in that backcourt, the 6'4 senior from Tuscaloosa, averaging 10 points per game. Up front, Grant Nelson, 6'11 senior, transfer from North Dakota State. Nelson averaging 12 points, 8 rebounds per game. And Clifford Amori, the transfer from Rutgers, 7.5 points, 7 rebounds per game for the 6'11 senior from Nigeria. For the Florida Gators and Todd Golden in his 3rd season at the helm, he's got 4 starters averaging double figures. Walter Clayton Jr., first team All-SEC, 17.3 points, 4.5 assists per game. Will Richard, the 6'4 senior from Fairbairn, Georgia, 13.5 points, 5 rebounds per game. And Elijah Martin, the 6'2 transfer from FAU, who averaged 15 points per game on the season. Alex Condon, 3rd team SEC center, 6'11 sophomore from Perth, Australia, who averages 11.3 points and 8 rebounds per game. And Ruben Chinyalu, the 6'1 sophomore from Slovenia, who transferred in from Washington State. He rounds out the lineup, averaging 6 points and 6.4 rebounds per game. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for NCAA March Madness. And Jordan Cornette, these 2 teams on the floor, the Crimson Tide in their crimson tops, crimson bottoms, white numerals on front and back. The Gators in the all-white uniforms with the orange and blue stripe on the side and the dark blue numerals on front and back. This one potentially could be the most exciting game of the SEC tournament.
I would be surprised if it's not, just because of how they approach the game, just because of the floor games from all 10 guys on the floor. Some impressive bodies. You're looking at a lot of pros. You're looking at a lot of impactful college players. And look, the start that both teams have had to begin their runs here in Nashville were impressive as well. No reason not to believe we're in for a great 40 minutes here.
Chinyalu and Amori ready to jump it up. The tip control by Alabama. Mark Sears at the helm, moving from left to right, and we're underway in the second SEC semifinal. Youngblood at the top. Chris Youngblood will start it over to the right-hand side. Nelson the skip into the left corner. Amori will drop it off to Sears, who goes right back to Amori. It goes through his legs and out of bounds. A turnover by Alabama on the opening possession, and it'll belong to the Gators. So Florida will inbound with Alex Condon, who will hand it off to Walter Clayton Jr., who's been in double figures for 16 straight games. He'll walk it up the floor. The handoff now to Will Richard. Sends up top to Chinyalu. Chinyalu to Condon, and now back to the right side, and Elijah Martin. Martin over to Condon, 12 on the shot clock. The handoff to Richard, curling down the right side of the lane to the rim for two. He lays it in Florida with the early lead.
Richard does a good job of keeping the defender on his hip. By the time Amori finds it in his block, it's too late.
Fallon feeding Amori, crashing down the right side of the lane, and he is fouled. The shot rolls off the rim, no good. And the foul on Will Richard, that'll be his first, team's first. And Clifford Amori, whose strength is not necessarily what he's about to do here, go to the free throw line, a 69% shooter.
Well, truly anything with the basketball is not necessarily. He's a rebounder, he's a rim protector, he's a rim runner, he's a dive guy. The dive part he did get down, touche. Very smooth with the first offering. Nothing but that as he gets the first hit.
As I said, Clifford Amori, one of the best free throw shooters in the SEC.
That's what I heard.
Second free throw up and good. Never even touched the rim, as is his want. 2-2.
Alabama fans thinking, can you say that again, Kevin? Please.
Exactly. Talk it into existence. Clayton will hand it off to Condon. Condon, a flip back, it goes to Martin. Staying on the perimeter, tried to get it to Clayton, and it went off his heel and out of bounds. It'll belong to Alabama. Each team with kind of an unforced error early as they feel out this game.
Settling in a little bit. Maybe it was the wait before actually getting on the floor here with that marathon first game we had.
They warmed up, they cooled off, they warmed up again. 2-2 our score. Sears around the screen, feeds it to Amori, crashing to the rim, goes up for the left-hand dunk and misses. Ruben Chinyalu with a rebound. Up the floor quickly comes Clayton. Three in transition, top of the key. It rims out. Rebound plucked underneath by Chinyalu, who puts it up with a right-hand hook and in.
This is where Florida can have that impact. They're going to take the quick ones, athletic bigs, to go chase down offensive rebounds.
Here's Nelson up top to Fallon. LeBaron Fallon, the freshman, bouncing to Nelson, rolling to the rim. Nice touch with a left hand for the 6'11 senior. 4-4 our game score as Clayton will bring it up. Bumped by Nelson on a curl. Brings it over to the right wing. Step back three from there. Off the back iron, no good. Grant Nelson the rebound for Alabama. Sears wants to push. On the run, sprinting, end-to-end. Sears drives to the rim for a left-hand layup, and it's 6-4 Alabama.
Elijah Martin commits to him way too late. Gets it, picks him up in the paint. That's a full head of steam coming across the timeline. Sears already won the battle, finishes at the rim.
Elijah Martin will back it up now. Condon, top of the key, dribbles to the right side. Into the corner to Clayton. Back it goes to Condon. Condon right block. Underhands through a double to Chinyalu on the left block, and he lays it over the front iron.
Great pocket pass down low, block to block. Condon to Chinyalu.
6-6 our score. Sears drives, dishes. Nelson toes the line. 4-3, and he snaps the twine. Just 27% on the year, but Grant Nelson hits a three to make it 9-6 Bama.
And he's going to get those looks. The Gators defense is going to dare him to shoot the wing three. Can he do it efficiently this afternoon?
Clayton in the paint. Ball batted out of his hands by Amori. Just swiped it away. Nelson in the open floor. Dribbles behind the back. The 6'11 forward on the drive. Dish to Youngblood. Corner three. Good. 12-6 Alabama.
Grant Nelson pushing it in transition. Consecutive transition opportunities. When your big runs it gets everything chaotic for the defense. Cross-court baseline pass. Youngblood dials down.
Boy, in Alabama, when they run, they're like no other team in college basketball. Condon to the left wing. Here's Clayton on the wing. Back to Condon. He'll launch from deep. That's no good. Rebound tipped around. Offensive board. Will Richard forcing up a left-hand shot put on the right block. It's good. 12-8 Bama. Sears accelerates. Off a make they run. He attacks. Ball batted away and taken away by Elijah Martin. Martin on the run to the other end for Florida. Dishing into the right corner. Clayton will back it out. Reposting is Martin. Back he goes. Clayton wide open three. Got it. And Florida within one, 12-11.
You got to communicate defensively in a game like this where the ball flies around, especially having awareness of Clayton, who they lose from the wing, and he makes them pay.
Sears skip pass left wing. Nelson open three. That one won't go. Rebound by Martin. He'll push it up the floor. Nelson gets back to steal it away. Good anticipation by Nelson. Here's Sears in the open floor. Back to Amori, who hands it right back to Sears. Sets the screen. Lob to Amori. On the block. Left to right. Misses the layup. Condon got a piece, and Florida will walk it up. 12-11 Alabama. Clayton driving. Dishing underneath. Chinyalu catches right block. Deep. He has to back it out to Martin. Elijah Martin in front of Nate Oates in the Alabama bench. 10 on the shot clock. Martin curling to the free throw line, lobbing down low. Condon with a catch. Right block, skips to the left block. Underneath, shot block, gets it back, taken away. Sears throws it off Condon and out of bounds. It'll belong to Alabama. And a timeout on the court, sponsored by Rocket. Own the dream. 12-11 Alabama. 15:29 to go first half. Sears limping to the Alabama bench. We'll keep an eye on that as we step aside. This is Westwood One's coverage of Conference Championship Week.
When it feels like the world has stopped, good finds a way. Good is happening, even now. Good connects us, even when we can't get close. Good never stops, and neither does Children International. With support from caring friends, we help provide children and families with the critical essentials they need. Essentials like food assistance, hygiene education, medical help, and financial support. To learn more, go to children.org/help today. Together, we can help end poverty for good.
In 2007, Marine First Lieutenant Travis Mannion was killed in Iraq after saving his wounded teammates. Travis's legacy lives on through the 5 words he spoke before leaving for his final deployment. If not me, then who? Words that today fuel the spirit of Travis Mannion Foundation. Words that live in veterans, families of the fallen, and inspired civilians who go out of their way to find a way, who help others with the help of others, who bounce back after each setback, who make good on good intentions. Through Travis Mannion Foundation, if not me, then who, are words that can live in you too. Show the world what your character is made of, because character is invisible until it's not. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans, families of the fallen, and inspired civilians at travismannion.org. That's travismannion.org.
Kevin Kugler and Jordan Cornette here at our Granger broadcast position at Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee. For the ones who get it done, there's Granger, offering professional-grade products for all industries, fast delivery, and free technical support. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Jordan, 12-11 lead for Alabama. We have seen the running game going for both of these teams. And if we're talking about it in football, that's no surprise, but it's a very different kind of running game for these two teams in basketball.
Yeah, in the very early onset, there was a couple of turnovers. Two teams are feeling each other out. They found their rhythm here. I will give credit to Alabama's interior defense. There's clearly a sense of urgency for Florida to get the ball down low to those bigs. Their front line typically overwhelms. Every time as a dive guy, it's a lofted pass. And Alabama sends 2 or 3 defenders down there to kind of wall around them and hold them up against the baseline, underneath the basket almost, to not get looks. They've been tight there. That's generated a turnover, but also empty possession. So Alabama understanding the assignment, playing without fouling there, giving themselves a chance, and that's why it's been close. Meanwhile, thriving, knocking down a couple threes as well.
Alabama trying to get into their 16th SEC Tournament championship game. Florida looking for trip number 12 to the title tilt. Tennessee awaits the winner of this one. They knocked off number 1 seed Auburn by 5 earlier this afternoon. Inbound comes to LeBaron Fallon, and the freshman will bring it up the floor from left to right for Alabama. Mohamed Diabate on the floor. Jaron Stevenson driving inside for Alabama. He'll kick it back to the right side. Aiden Holloway up top to Fallon for three. That won't go. Rebound underneath. Ripped down by Micah Hanlogton for Florida. Quickly up the floor, it's Walter Clayton Jr. Swings it around to Denzel Aberdeen, the 6'5 junior. Aberdeen driving down the right side of the lane, stumbles as he's contacted in the paint. It'll be a two-shot foul, or rather a foul on Aiden Holloway. Will it be two shots? It's a blocking foul, and it will be two shots.
Again, you better communicate. Off misses, off makes, get back, because both teams are bringing it. Who's going to be the better transition defense in this one will also define the winner and the loser.
Micah Hanlogton on the floor, the 7'1 junior from Huntsville, North Carolina. It was a year ago in this tournament. Hanlogton with a gruesome leg injury in the SEC title game. Kept him out for most of this year recovering from that injury. The scene in that game last year was startling.
That was me and you here.
We were here, and his father on the floor, the screams, the pain. He came back on February 15, and it's so good to see him back out there on the floor. You never know how a big man's going to handle that. 13-12, Florida with a lead. 2 free throws good. The skip over to the left side, Jaron Stevenson for three. Into the scoring column for Stevenson. And Alabama with a 15-13 lead.
Tough shot making from Stevenson there. Richard was up on him on that wing offering. Still wasn't enough.
Thomas Houck on the floor for the first time, the 6'9 sophomore for Florida. Hands off to Will Richard. Up top to Hanlogton. Hanlogton will dribble with the left hand over to the left wing. Gives to Clayton. Back to Hanlogton to the rim, and he punishes it with a two-hand slam. 15-all in Nashville.
You blitz the ball handler, you have an open dive guy. Hanlogton makes a pay.
On the drive, Fallon off the window, no good. Offensive rebound, Aiden Sherrill. Sherrill will take it up over the right side of the rim, and he feathers it home. 17-15 Alabama. Florida back to work with Denzel Aberdeen navigating from right to left. Aberdeen drives down the left side of the lane. 8-foot pull-up, no. Hanlogton offensive rebound off the window, spins around the cylinder and drops to tie it at 17.
Hanlogton just bullies the interior rebounder, pushes him off the space, grabs it clean. Opportunity for the putback.
Aiden Holloway over to Fallon, fakes the three, drives, dumps it down low to Aiden Sherrill, who goes up for the shot and is fouled on his way up. Shot no good. Micah Hanlogton with his first personal foul. 2 free throws coming for Aiden Sherrill, just over 50% on the year at the line. Take your game day rituals on the road with Marriott Bonvoy. Over 30 hotel brands for every kind of fan. Explore more at MarriottBonvoy.com/NCAA. Sherrill off the back iron, no good on the free throw. And the freshman from Detroit, the McDonald's All-American, will go to the line for one more. Another packed house for this SEC semifinal, Alabama and Florida. Sherrill's second free throw is short. He was long in the first. He adjusted too much. 0 for 2 as Aberdeen will walk it up for Florida. Aberdeen across the timeline. Sends it over to Houck. Houck will bounce it up top to Hanlogton. 4 points off the bench for Hanlogton. Feeding over to Clayton on the left wing. 15 to shoot. Clayton with Diabate in his jersey. Skips left around to Hanlogton. Screen and hits the three. Florida up 20-17. Quickly up the floor now to the other end. Blazing down the floor is Aiden Holloway. Over it goes to Jaron Stevenson. Driving middle of the lane. Over the front of the rim. Good, and a foul. Jaron Stevenson forcing it up for 2, and Hanlogton with his second personal.
And it starts with the initial push from Aiden Holloway. He couldn't get all the way to the basket, but that's enough to get the defense in rotation when he retreat dribbles and gets it back to the top of the key to Stevenson. At that point, it's an advantageous matchup, which allows the bigger Stevenson to drive it on Richard and finish at the rim.
Jaron Stevenson to the line, 61% this year. Free throw good. We're tied again at 20. Already the 7th tie of this ballgame.
And a lot of points already, too. We're going to have a lot of them in this one.
Denzel Aberdeen will walk it up with a left-hand dribble. Switches to the right hand as he goes to the right wing. Houck looking inside. Instead feeds it over left side to Klavjar. Klavjar, cross-court pass tipped out of bounds. That's Urban Klavjar, the 6'1 sophomore from Slovenia, the true freshman on the floor for the first time. And Elijah Martin coming back in for Todd Golden's team. They'll run waves of players at you. It's an exceptionally deep Gator team.
And that's deep in every position, too, truthfully. I mean, they've got a bunch of bigs, a bunch of different guards, but the game plan doesn't change with the rotational movement.
Mark Sears back on the floor. Remember, he limped off at the media timeout. Looks to be okay, which is huge news if you're a Bama fan. Aberdeen will inbound, right baseline. Enters it to Martin. Martin into the paint. Stops, turns, contested, too good over Jaron Stevenson at 6'11".
That's a lot of length. Yes, at 6'11". That's a tough finish fading away.
Stevenson bumped, no whistle, gives off the ball to Sears. Sears will jump it down low. Amori up to the rim, and he's fouled on his way up. And Clifford Amori will go back to the free throw line after the foul on Martin.
Cliff Amori, those broad shoulders, when he becomes a screener, that itself shakes up the defense, allows him as a dive guy to time and time again have a clear path. They're doing a good job of fouling him before he gets to that rim and make him earn it for the free throw line.
Two-time honorable mention All-Big Ten player at Rutgers. He's 3 for 3 at the line today. March Madness is coming to a court near you. Experience it live as the nation's best college basketball teams compete for a chance to cut down the nets. Secure your seats today at ncaa.com/MBB tickets. Amori is 4 for 4 at the line. I don't think he's hit rim on any of the 4. Aberdeen will walk it up in a tie game at 22 apiece. 12:30 to play first half. Aberdeen dribbling middle of the floor, trying to work against Diabate. Nowhere to go, backs it out to Klabjar. Klabjar up top now to Hauk. Hauk swings it around. Aberdeen left corner 3, up and off the back iron. Rebound Stevenson for Alabama. Stevenson will underhand it behind him to Sears. Sears will bring it up the far sideline. Sears pivots, turns it back to Amori. Amori on the left-hand wing. One dribble to his right. Hand off to Stevenson, trying to drive from the left wing. Gets tripped up on his way down the floor, and a foul is going to be called against Florida.
Stevenson refuses to settle for the 3 unless it's wide open. Otherwise, he's putting his head down and trying to draw contact on the left wing, driving it there again with his length, his burst, his power. He can earn that whistle, and he has a few times now already.
Ruben Chinyalu picks up his first. He'll head to the bench for a breather. Inbound left baseline to Amori at the top against Hauk. Feeding it back to Sears. Sears looking for room. Skip pass wing to wing. Holloway, right wing 3. Halfway down, it pops back up. Diabate, the offensive rebound. Swings it up top, Sears. Deep 3 left wing. That won't go. Rebound loose in the corner. And again, it's Alabama. Holloway with a 3 right wing. Got it! What a rebound by Diabate. Kept it alive for Holloway, and Bama leads 25-22.
One thing when you can really shoot it, it's another when you give the offense 3 opportunities to do so.
And a foul called on the perimeter. Holloway with a reach in, trying to keep Klabjar in front of him. Timeout on the floor. What a pace. What a start. 25-22, Alabama by 3 in the SEC semis. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
It's March matchup season at BetMGM. Ready to shoot your shot? Lock in your picks for this year's tournament with the sportsbook born in Vegas. Being on the sidelines is one thing. This March, get into the game with exciting state-of-the-art live tracking technology, exclusive sportsbook selections, and so much more. Check out BetMGM Originals for dozens of markets you won't find anywhere else. Take a shot at our exciting free-to-play games for your chance at scoring odds boost tokens, bonus bets, and many other prizes. Plus, new players can score up to $1,500 in bonus bets if their first bet loses. From the big dogs to the underdogs, March matchups at BetMGM is a player's best friend. Sign up to catch the excitement and experience college hoops like never before with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. North Carolina only. First bet offers for new customers only. All other promotions for existing customers. Subject to eligibility requirements and rewards may vary. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Granger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Ball above all. Am I right, y'all? Any questions?
Professor, NCAA Division I women's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to get loud? Rep your squad? Get your players hyped up to go all the way to the ship? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/WBB tickets.
It's time for the Coles fact of the game. With Florida's win yesterday over Missouri, it moved the Gators into heady territory as we head towards Selection Sunday. It's their 28th win of the year. Only one power conference team has more wins than Florida, and that's the Duke Blue Devils. Does that mean Florida's the number one seed? We'll find out tomorrow on Selection Sunday. That's the fact of the game, sponsored by Kohl's. Make this spring a stylish one with on-trend looks for every occasion when you shop at Kohl's and Kohl's.com, where families come first. You have to believe that one of the two teams we're seeing on the floor with an SEC tournament championship has an excellent chance to be one of the top 4 seeds.
Well, yeah, now with Tennessee winning, and whoever wins this game, the championship game will decide a 1 seed here in Nashville. Now, that's how this thing is shaken out. Now with Auburn removed, who's locked up one of those 1 seeds, this tournament now has become about a championship and an opportunity to secure a 1 seed.
And there may be 2 SEC 1 seeds out of the 4 1 seeds in this NCAA tournament. It's how strong this league has been this year.
It should be. It should definitely be Auburn. It should definitely be the winner who comes out of this thing. Absolutely.
Figure Houston is another number 1 seed out there.
And most likely Duke.
And most likely Duke. So there's your other. There we've solved Selection Sunday, but tune in anyway. Jason Horowitz will have all the excitement with PJ Carlissimo and Debbie Antonelli on most of these same stations and at WestwoodOneSports.com. Denzel Aberdeen will inbound for Florida. Aberdeen with 2 points early in this one. Aberdeen gets it back off the inbound, dribbles to the right side, up top to Klabjar. Klabjar for 3 at the top of the key is good. 37% on the year from 3, and he ties it at 25. That's our 9th tie already. Sears, the lob to Amori, and a 2-hand flush on the right block, 27-25 Alabama. Aberdeen now for Florida, driving against Amori, slithers past him left side to lay it in, and a chance for one more after the Amori foul.
Aberdeen was just able to shake free from the first line of defense, and by the time the interior defense gets a look and finds him coming, it's too late, and Aberdeen's able to finish.
Aberdeen headed to the free throw line for one more. He's 2 for 2 already this afternoon at the stripe.
I believe that was Amori who was caught off guard at the end there on that try.
Amori with his first. Aberdeen misses the and one, so we remain tied for the 10th time today. Alabama to work in the right-hand offensive zone. On the drive, the alley-oop to Amori, this time off the window for 2, and a 29-27 lead for Alabama. Amori getting involved in a variety of ways. He's got 8 first-half points. Mark the 3 on the right wing. Won't go. Rebound snatched for Alabama, and quickly up the floor they go. From left to right go the Crimson Tide. Back it goes out on the left wing to Nelson. Nelson will drive to the rim, and a 2-hand stuff. Oh, he posterized Alex Condon. 31-27, hanging on the wall.
Wow.
Houck drives right side of the lane and a one-hand hammer. Anything you can do, I can do better, says Houck.
And it comes right back to Nelson.
And he goes baseline left to right for the lay-in. 33-29, Alabama.
Fireworks, celebration on a dunk down on one end. Alabama makes a pay with the Nelson leak out.
Aberdeen on the drive. He's blocked off. Pivots, turns, jumper no. Rebound and a foul.
I'm going to get Condon.
Condon pushing underneath. Picks up his first, team 6th.
It's fun to watch. There's a lot of bigs on the floor, and it doesn't change the pace in which they play.
9:58 to play first half. 33-29. Alabama by 4 with the ball. So LeBaron Philon will bring it up the floor. The freshman over to the left-hand wing, feeds it to Sears. Sears off a shot fake, pass deflected into the corner, picked up by Chris Youngblood. Back it goes to Sears, he'll penetrate, no look pass. Nelson, left corner 3, rolls off, no good. Rebound loose and scooped up by Will Richard of Florida.
Alabama couldn't convert there, but Mark Sears is still getting into that painted area, and it is opening up a lot for Alabama offensively.
Clayton on the dribble penetration, dish to Richard in the corner for 3, no good on the shot. Rebound tracked down by Condon of Florida in the corner. The big man dribbling up that right sideline, bouncing it over to Martin, crashing down the middle of the lane. His shot out of bounds, tipped out by Florida. It went off the head, I believe, of Chinyalu, and it'll belong to Alabama.
And a poor decision from Martin. He cuts and he gets to the rim, and he's right there point-blank range. He tries a pocket pass.
Here's Philon on the drive. Spin, jumper up hard off the back iron for the freshman, and Clayton the rebound for Florida. Clayton end-to-end, stops, high off the window, missed it badly. Underneath, though, it's Chinyalu with the offensive rebound, turns and a right-hand hook drops. 33-31, Alabama by 2.
Chinyalu just removed 2 bodies from the painted area on that putback to get an easy look.
Sears will hand it off now to Amori. Amori back to Sears. Sears, 8-footer in the lane, runs around the rim, and it finally drops. 35-31, Crimson Tide by 4.
A lot of Jalen Brunson in Sears' game. Plays off 2 feet like a Nova guard. A lefty savvy, gets into that painted area.
Yeah, Jay Wright would love his game. Elijah Martin over to Clayton for 3, left wing, it's good, and Clayton with 9, his third 3 of the first half. Florida within 1, 35-34. Don't turn your head away from the radio, you'll miss something. Sears over to the left side, quick 3, up and off, rebound in the corner, tracked down by Will Clayton Jr. Walter Clayton Jr. brings it up the floor, hands it back now to Martin. Martin on the drive, down the right side of the lane. Shot is short, but a foul called. And Martin will head his way to the free throw line after the timeout. That foul on Clifford Amori, and that'll be his second. So a big foul on Amori, who's played a large role on both ends of the floor. 8 to play first half, and a break of the action. Sponsored by Straight Talk. Need more data so you can stream your Jam mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. 35-34 Alabama, 8 minutes to play first half. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
You know what I love about spring? It's a season of change, and that means it's time for a closet refresh. Enter Kohl's. With the extra 15% off they have going on, I saved on the latest styles for my entire family, like a cute dress for myself, linen shorts for my husband, and spring jackets for my kids. Just add sunshine and we're set. All thanks to Kohl's. Select styles, some exclusions apply. 15% offer ends March 23rd. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Whether you're shaping up a small yard or tackling serious acreage, Steel walk-behind, zero-turn, and stand-on mowers are built to get the job done. Shop online or at your local Steel dealer. Steel, let's go mow. Available at participating dealers.
When I wake up
the best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I put on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Along with Jordan Cornette, I'm Kevin Kugler. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One, presented by Progressive Insurance. Here's a riddle from Progressive Insurance. What do your home and auto have in common? Progressive protects them both. It was an easy riddle. Learn more at progressive.com. Alabama with a 35-34 lead, 8 minutes to play in the first half. Clayton with 9 to pace Florida, 9 for Nelson, 8 for Amori, and 6 for Stevenson to lead Alabama. Alabama shooting 56.5%. Florida 50%. Each team 4 of 10 from 3. 5 of 7 Alabama from the line. 2 of 3 at the line for Florida, but very evenly matched. Both teams shooting the ball well. Not a surprise. 2 really potent offensive squads doing what they do.
It's so impressive to watch. They also take care of the basketball. To play this fast against really athletic opposition and to be so good with the ball, it's read and react in less than a second's time. And they're making the right reads. I will say, this Alabama front line has impressed me in terms of Amori as a screener dive guy, what he's done at the free throw line. Nelson with the play of this tournament so far. Tom Chambers-esque elevating over the defense for the two-handed dunk. It's been a lot of fun. Multiple efforts from a lot of different guys have elevated this one, and it's been a counter-punch for the first 12 minutes.
Boy, I did not have a Tom Chambers reference on my bingo card today. That is outstanding.
Yeah, remember that dunk when he came up with two hands off the defense and flushed it with two?
Well, and you could
shades of him.
And if you were someone who enjoyed playing Tom Chambers in a video game, he would do that in like Lakers Celtics for the old Sega Genesis. He would double pump and jam that thing on the baseline every time.
Partner did not have Sega Genesis on a bingo card either here. Look at us. Look at us.
Look how old we are.
Right? And yes, you have pegged our age demo, everybody listening.
Elijah Martin, free throw bounces around the right side of the rim and home. Nice pickup for Todd Golden in the portal. The grad transfer from FAU had such a big part of the success for Dusty May on that run to the Final Four a couple of years ago. Dusty May, of course, now at Michigan. Second free throw, no good. Mohamed Diabate will bring it up the floor. And Diabate driving all the way to the rim. Goes down the right side. The shot no good, but he's fouled. Diabate just exploding to the rim. And he picks up the personal. He'll go to the line for a pair.
Perimeter defense anticipated a ball screen coming from the left side. He shrugged it off, saw an advantage in a lane, and got to the rim and drew contact. Heady play, high IQ move.
Second foul on Ruben Chinyalu. It's a big foul on Todd Golden's post. And the free throw no good for Diabate. Later on, we'll select the smart coaching move of the game, sponsored by Prevagen. Prevagen, made for your brain. One more to go for Diabate. Missed them both. And the rebound for Thomas Houck. Good rebound. One hand just curled it to his body. Clayton will bring it up the floor. They'll start it over the right side. Chinyalu. Swing around to Richard. Richard looking. Nowhere to go with Sears on his right hip. Feeds up top to Chinyalu. Guarded by Sherrill at the top of the key. Feeds over left side. Almost got away from Martin. He was able to reach out and grab it. Houck now will drive down the right side of the lane. Misses wildly. There's Chinyalu with the rebound. Chinyalu going to work inside with the hook. Shot won't go in the rebound for Sherrill. Quickly up the floor comes Holloway. The skip to Sears. Left wing three. Won't go. Rebound loose. And Clayton trying to spike it off of Jaron Stevenson, and he succeeds. Out of bounds off Stevenson. Good play by Walter Clayton Jr. to get it back for Florida.
Clayton Jr. towed the line and realized he couldn't make a play on the basketball. All he could do was deflect it off of Stevenson. He does absolutely that. Impressive execution to give his Gators an opportunity. And they dodged the bullet there in transition defense. Did not locate Sears, who got a clean look from three. Sears simply couldn't convert.
The three quickly on the other end for Clayton on the right wing. It doesn't take long, and Florida leads at 38-35. Sears will start up to the right-hand offensive zone. Sears looking, working it over to Diabate. Sears fakes the deep three, now tries to drive, gets past Chinyalu, throws it back up top, somehow finds Stevenson for three. Got a wide open look, couldn't hit the shot, and it's out of bounds off the hands of Chinyalu.
Bama continuing to fight on the offensive glass to give their group an opportunity. They are blitzing the backboard, which is a roll of the dice. Understanding how Florida likes to go the other way, but they're still creating that effort, and that effort's going to give them another chance here in 20.
Will Richard has left the floor and gone to the locker room for the Florida Gators. Haven't seen him for a little bit, and that's why Richard averaging over 13 a game.
Puts a lot on Closeout.
Sears in the right corner off the inbound, working against the much bigger Condon. He'll try to drive, baseline, skips it left corner, open three. Stevenson this time snaps the twine, and we're tied again at 38.
Sears kick-starting the offense by towing that baseline on the drive, touching paint, gets the defense turbulent.
Three quickly on the other end from Clayton at the top of the key. That won't go. There's Sears with the rebound. We've been tied 12 times, including this one in the first half. Sears at the top of the key. He'll stop. He'll start. He'll run into the paint. Shot put off the back iron. It dies and drops, and it's 40-38 Alabama. Goodness. What a pace and what a game. Clayton will walk it up for Florida. Probably just because he'd like a breather for the moment. Clayton pointing to his right, directing some traffic. He wants Houck in the right corner. sends him over there, and then Clayton goes to the left side, jumps it back to Houck, who'll swing it around up top to Martin. 5 to shoot. Elijah Martin on the drive, goes down the right side of the lane, dumps it to Condon, left block, and Condon takes it up. No, but a foul. Boy, Florida orchestrated that play from the very beginning to get it inside, and free throws coming for Condon after the foul on Stevenson, his first.
Much different game from the last go-around where Condon was unstoppable versus Alabama with 27 points here. Very quiet. Hasn't even taken more than one shot attempt in this contest.
No points for Condon. He'll go to the line for the first time today to try to crack that scoring column. And Condon misses the free throw. Kevin Kugler and Jordan Cornette here at our Granger broadcast position at Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee. Gain a winning edge for your business with Granger. You'll find supplies and solutions for every industry when you call. Click Granger.com or just stop by. Richard making his way back out from the locker room towards the Florida bench as Condon sizes up free throw number 2, and that one is good. Alabama 40, Florida 39. Holloway will work it up to the right-hand side, and Diabate looking for a little bit of help. He finds it over with Nelson, gives it back to Holloway in the right corner. Harassed by Martin. 13 to shoot. Holloway's going to have to back it out. Now tries to penetrate baseline. Pass deflected by Clayton and taken away by Houck. He'll bounce it ahead to Martin, and Martin will walk it up the right sideline. Martin up top to Condon. Condon, left-hand dribble, and a handoff to Closeout. Closeout working around a screen of Houck. Bounced and taken away. Ball taken out of his hands by Diabate, who will run it to the rim and put it over the front to stretch the lead for Alabama to 3, 42-39.
What an individual defensive effort from Diabate to not only get the steal, keep the defense on his back, to get the dunk finish in transition.
Houck, ball knocked out of his hands. Sears goes tumbling into the scorer's table to try to keep it in play. He cannot, but a great effort by Sears. It'll be Florida ball with 20 to shoot.
So many different types of athletes, all of them high level, that everything is happening so quickly in this game. If you stop and think, you're going to get lost in the sauce in this.
Martin will inbound. Florida has not hit a field goal in over 2.5 minutes. Clayton will walk it across the timeline. Clayton stops, bounces it to Houck. Houck will skip it left wing to Aberdeen. 9 on the shot clock, and a feed to Condon and an offensive foul. Condon trying to clear space, and they caught him.
It's the right call. He's trying to get the lanky, athletic, crafty interior defender and Nelson off of him. And with that elbow almost to the neck, he's right in front of the officials. That's the right call. Condon doesn't argue, gets back and guards.
Second foul on Condon, so 2 on Condon, 2 on Handlocked, and a little bit of trouble in the post foul-wise for Florida.
The good thing for Florida is they have multiple bodies, but yes, it takes away the rhythm of those guys to be out there on the floor.
Philon will bring it up for Alabama. The handoff to Nelson. Nelson in the paint, runs it up. The shot won't go. Rebound poked in the air, and Houck scoops it up for Florida. Here comes Aberdeen quickly up the floor. Driving baseline is Martin, and he scores on the right block with a 1-point lead for Alabama. Under 4 to play first half. Here's Sears on the drive. Skips it back out. Nelson will swing it around. Philon looking for somewhere to go. Gives it back to Nelson. Nelson standing top of the key to hand off to Sears. Sears on the drive. Left side. Gets into the corner now to Stevenson right side. Back out to Philon. 3 is off. Rebound. Knocked around. And a foul called on Jaron Stevenson of Alabama. And that'll be his second as it takes us to the under 4 media timeout. Our score here in the SEC semifinals. Alabama 42, Florida 41. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
With Marriott Bonvoy, take your game day rituals on the road. No matter how you show your team spirit, find a stay for your style when you explore our entire world of hotel brands and experiences. Marriott Bonvoy has a brand for every kind of fan. Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA. Explore more at marriottbonvoy.com/NCAA.
Ball above all. Am I right, y'all? Any questions?
Professor, NCAA Division I women's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to get loud? Rep your squad? Get your players hyped up to go all the way to the ship? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/WBB tickets.
Paying rent can feel like throwing money away. And when you're spending so much, it can be hard to see yourself buying a home. So Rocket Mortgage is helping you put your monthly rent towards home ownership with Rent Rewards. For the first time, save up to $5,000 off the cost of your first home just by paying rent. Only at Rocket Mortgage. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed Sponsored Jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Wendy's has the official hamburger of March Madness, which means you get a fresh JBC or double stack for $1 with an in-app offer and a purchase. Because frozen sucks at Fresh Rules. For the freshest deals in fast food, gotta be Wendy's. Limited time only at participating Wendy's. Account registration required. 42-41 Alabama, 3:40 to play in a fast-paced first half. Very similar to the game we saw on March 5th in Tuscaloosa, which Florida won 99-94. Bama shot 47% in that game. Florida shot 49%. Well, both teams shooting exactly 53.3% in this one. 16 for 30 for each team. The difference of 1 point is at the free throw line.
Yeah, and the Stars are playing like stars early on in this one, Kev. I mean, Walter Clayton Jr. has been electric from the three-point line. They're getting that ball out. They're spraying it early to guys and their shooters, and he's been masterful as he has been all season. He's a first-team All-American. He's showing it. I've really been impressed with Sears' ability to get into that painted area and then get it out to shooters. He's doing that. He's impacted. He's credited for 3 assists, but he's made the pass that leads to the scoring pass. Probably should have about 6 assists in this game. And, of course, Grant Nelson, he needed to be an impactful guy offensively and needs to be able to stretch it, even though the percentages aren't there for him. Him knocking down that 1-3 keeps the defense honest, which allows them to pursue more driving lanes.
42-41 Alabama. 3:40 remaining in this first half, and Walter Clayton Jr. will pick this one up and walk it up the floor. Clayton will lob it over to Condon as they start up in the left-hand offensive zone. Condon out on the left wing, spins away, the handoff to Aberdeen. Aberdeen trying to penetrate, gets it to Condon on the left block, working against Amori. Amori back out there for Alabama, playing with 2 personal fouls. They back it out to Clayton with 10 to shoot. Clayton top of the key. Amori out there on a switch trying to defend Clayton. He'll shoot it over Amori. The 3 grazes the front iron, no good. And Alabama will start it up the floor. Phylon on the move. Gets in the air and it's ripped out of his hands by Clayton. Clayton on the run, drops it off right side. Oh, and he misses the dunk. Does Condon, but Haupt there to clean it up and lay it in.
How about the effort from Haupt to run the floor, even though it looked like it was going to be an easy dunk. He doesn't give up on the play.
43-42 Florida by 1. Phylon on the right wing will feed it over to Amori. 15 to shoot. And the ball poked out of the hands by Richard of Phylon, and a turnover off Phylon to Florida. Thomas Hauck will inbound for the Gators as Condon leaves to get a breather. Will Richard, as we mentioned, went to the locker room earlier. Good to see him back out there on the floor. Big part of what Florida wants to do. Clayton will walk this one up. Over to the right side. Hanlogton out there with 2 fouls. Here's Hauck. The handoff to Aberdeen. 18 on the shot clock. Aberdeen middle of the floor. Chest pass over to Richard. Poked out of his hands and taken away by Stevenson. Up ahead it goes to the rim. And the field goal for Diabate gives Alabama the 44-43 lead.
More active hands from Alabama, allowing for runouts to give what's already a great offense an even bigger boost.
Aberdeen chest pass over to Hauck. 3 on the left wing. Got it! And Florida up 46-44 as we go back and forth again. Here comes Sears up the left sideline for Alabama. Spins it over to Diabate. The handoff behind to Holloway. He'll set and shoot the 3. No good. Offensive rebound, Diabate. Out to Sears. Fake the 3. Step right. Shoot the 3. Top of the key. No good. Hand logged in the rebound. Florida with a 2-point lead in the ball. Up the floor comes Aberdeen. Aberdeen bumped, bounces it back to Richard. Left side, Hauk, and the feed to Richard again around the Hauk screen.
Hauk wants another one.
Hauk on the left wing, fakes the three, steps back, goes down the right side of the lane. His shot won't go, may have been blocked by Sherrill. Here comes Sears up the floor for Alabama, weaving all the way in, and a foul called on Denzel Aberdeen as Sears drove it down the left side of the lane, tried to take it up, and Aberdeen picks up his first personal, team number 9.
And as Sears gets that ball, it's head down, get to the rim. Straight line drive that thing, and he just applies so much pressure on Aberdeen to defend because he's going right at his chin on the drive.
Called the shooting foul, so 2 shots coming for Mark Sears, 85% this year at the line. The 6th all-time leading scorer in Alabama history. Free throw number 1, no good. Fans, you can listen to every game of Westwood One's coverage of Conference Championship Week on Alexa, plus both the upcoming men's and women's tournaments, too. Just ask your device to open Westwood One Sports, and you'll be able to select the game you want to hear. That's open Westwood One Sports to listen on Alexa. Second free throw good for Sears. 1 for 2, Florida 46, Alabama 45. 1:25 and counting to go in this first half. Hauk on the left wing will bounce up top to Handlogden. Handlogden foul trouble most of this first half. Clayton trying to penetrate, stops on a dime on the left side, pivots, turns, fades away, short. Sherrill the rebound for Alabama. Sears now will start it up left to right. Feeding it over to the left side, dish into the corner. Stevenson's three won't go, bounces off the rim and over the backboard. Out of bounds to Florida with 1:02 to go.
I think legs played a role there on the Stevenson catch from the baseline. Just didn't really give the elevation you typically see from his three-point shot. That's why it was left short.
Walking it up is Clayton. Over to the left side and Stevenson. Clayton skips it to Hauk on the right wing. Hauk trying to penetrate, curls to the free throw line. The handoff to Aberdeen. Right elbow jumper won't go. Hauk offensive rebound. His putback on the left block, no good, but a foul. Boy, really good work by Thomas Hauk to find his way inside. And the foul called against Alabama will send him to the line for a pair.
Hauk's had quite an impact in his first half, and a lot of it's been motor-related, running the floor, extra efforts, his knockdown at three, contributing in a myriad of ways for his group in his first 20.
Mohamed Diabate called for the personal as Hauk hits the free throw. First foul on Diabate. A reminder to stay tuned for the halftime report with Jason Horowitz. Jason will update us on other conference tournament action from around the country that's coming up at the half. A lot to cover for Jason at halftime. Free throw number 2 rims out into the hands of Sherrill. 47-45, Florida by a pair. 35 seconds to go in this one. Sears against Aberdeen, working the dribble. Sears will back it out. He's got 7 first half points. Sears trying to go to work, driving, gets downhill, off balance shot, no. Tip try won't go for Sherrill. Ends up with Chinyalu for Florida, and quickly up the floor they work it to Clayton. And now a timeout. The use it or lose it timeout will be used by the Gators with 17.7 seconds to play in this first half at a 47-45 lead.
You've got to imagine the set's going to be drawn up for their All-American and Clayton to get some sort of look. He's 4 of 8 from 3. Even his misses look good right now. And the defense of Alabama has been pretty good in that interior. Hauk's also got it going a little bit in terms of a little bit of a rhythm. Maybe it's a step, screen, step out, fan out from 3 and get a look there. But I think it's going to be some type of three-point look for the Gators out of the timeout.
Join Westwood One Sports tomorrow night for the official announcement of both the 2025 NCAA men's and women's tournament brackets. It's Selection Sunday, hosted by Jason Horowitz, PJ Carlissimo, and Debbie Antonelli. Be the first to know where your favorite team is headed or if their bubble burst. Plus, you'll hear from many of the coaches whose teams will be in the big dance. That's Selection Sunday tomorrow night from 6 until 9 p.m. Eastern right here on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network. 17.7 seconds to go. Keep in mind, Alabama still has their use it or lose it timeout if they want to use it, assuming Florida doesn't run the final 17 seconds plus off. Nobody's got fouls to give. Any foul committed is going to be at least a 1-and-1. Alabama's committed 7, so if they foul, it's a 1-and-1 at the very least for Florida.
I'd love to see some two-man action with Hauk and Clayton. Two guys that are really starting to get into an offensive groove here.
Richard will inbound for Florida. 17.7 seconds remaining in the first half, and the inbound comes to Clayton. Clayton will walk this one up. About to eclipse 10 seconds to play in the first half. Clayton working the dribble with 7 seconds. Clayton will drive, gets into the paint, skips it over to the left side. Aberdeen, 3 on the left wing, won't go. Rebound underneath for Alabama. Three-quarter court heave for Diabate. No good. Halftime arrives, and what an entertaining first half. Florida 47, Alabama 45. A trip to the SEC Tournament Championship on the line where Tennessee waits. But exactly what we expected, Jordan, from the first half between these two teams.
Absolutely, no question. If Florida takes better care of the basketball with how they're operating with the individual performances from a few guys, this group should have a 3-4 possession lead. Florida's got to feel great about where they are heading into this one at the break. They're defending the 3. They're getting back in transition. They're doing things to have a bigger lead than the 2-point lead they have currently.
That's the end of the first half. Our score here in game number 2 of the SEC semifinals. Florida 47, Alabama 45. When we return, Jason Horowitz rejoins us from our studios with the halftime report. This is Westwood One's coverage of Conference Championship Week.
Did you know that most adults with autism are unemployed, and a major hurdle is the lack of job opportunities? Well, that's about to change thanks to a new initiative from Autism Speaks, Lee Container, the J. Donald and Laurel Lee Family Foundation Fund, and Delivering Jobs that seeks to create a more inclusive workforce in the U.S. Lee Container is a family-owned business that has found success by staying true to the golden rule: treat others as you would want to be treated. There are hundreds of thousands of people with autism and people with intellectual or developmental differences who are ready and willing to work in our communities. Our coalition is committed to hiring an inclusive workforce, providing training for hiring professionals, and providing guidelines for all employees. Together, we can create a workforce where people of all abilities can contribute and thrive. Will you join us? We are inviting other businesses, institutions, and community leaders to join in. To learn more, please visit autismspeaks.org/employment.
Furnished by the Entertainment Industry Foundation.
Every year, millions of pets go missing, leaving families heartbroken. If you lose or find a pet, Petco Love Lost is here to help. Our free, easy-to-use platform uses photo matching technology across multiple media platforms to bring lost pets home. Just upload a photo and quickly search the largest national lost and found pet database. Let's unite to reunite, because every lost pet deserves to find their way home. Register today at PetcoLoveLost.org.
COVID-19 has changed everything for the children of the world. Since the earliest days of the pandemic, we've been on the ground, providing children food, educational resources, and basics no child should be without. To learn more, visit SaveTheChildren.org/together. This year, join us and make change for children. Visit SaveTheChildren.org/together. Sponsored by Save the Children.
12 ties, 10 lead changes, 17 different players have scored. Florida leads Alabama 47-45 at the half. Jason Horowitz, happy to have you back with us here in our Westwood One studios. Winner will get Tennessee tomorrow in the SEC Championship game. 10 minutes into this first half, Florida and Alabama were on pace to combine for 248 points. We've slowed down a little bit. We are only on pace for 184. Still pretty good basketball and a high clip of offense, 47-45 at the break. All right, let's get you caught up on what else is going on. Remember, 12 automatic bids to the NCAA Tournament at stake today. 5 more tomorrow coming from the semifinals. And the Big Ten semifinals have been wild. The quarterfinals were all blowouts. Semifinal, different story. Top seeded Michigan State taking on 5th seeded Wisconsin. Came down to the final possession.
Here's the shot, and he missed them both. 5 seconds, Fierce has it. Here's the shot, and what? He got clobbered, and they didn't call a foul.
Absolutely clobbered by Tanjay, and there was no call.
He went to shoot the ball and got hammered, and no whistle.
All right, so a dejected Will Tiemann, Spartan Sports Network there. Matt Saganga, his color analyst. That from the Spartan Sports Network. Now, you go back and you watch it. When you get a chance, wherever you go and see this play, this highlight, John Tanjay got pretty much mostly the ball. Now, follow through. Was the intention? Was he trying to foul to not let a three-point shooter try and tie the game from half court? Who knows? looked like he got most of the ball. They didn't call the foul, and so Michigan State loses 77-74. Wisconsin will be in the championship game tomorrow against either Michigan or Maryland. Wolverines at the half, leading by 4, 38-34. In the American Athletic Conference, one of the only conferences right now that has a potential for a bid thief. Memphis is going to be as an at-large no matter what. They lead Tulane by 4, 57-53, 10:45 to go. That in the semifinals at halftime, or in the second half. In the Atlantic 10, top-seeded VCU advanced to the championship game for the fourth time in 5 years. They'll get either George Mason or St. Joe's. George Mason leading St. Joe's by 9, 37-28. All right, 2 automatic bids already earned today. We'll tell you about them on the other side. At the half, Florida leading Alabama 47-45. You're listening to the SEC semifinals and Westwood One's coverage of Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and thought, I used to be a bit quicker on the draw? Well, what if I told you Bubs Naturals could fix that? Not your reflection, but the way you feel. Bubs Naturals Collagen Peptides isn't just any collagen. It's a benchmark of trust and performance. It's crafted with integrity and backed by NSF for sports certification, providing assurance of its purity and potency in helping to enhance physical health. Bubs Collagen Peptides help support your joints, enhance recovery, and help revitalize your hair and skin, helping you look and feel your best every day. Why stop at collagen? Supercharge your morning coffee with Bubs Naturals MCT Oil Creamer, or stay hydrated with Bubs Naturals Hydrate or Die, a drink mix which helps keep you going longer and stronger. Bubs Naturals was founded in honor of Navy SEAL Glenn Bub Doherty, a true hero. Every product not only helps you, but also supports veterans, with 10% of all profits going to help military men and women transition back into civilian life. Visit BubsNaturals.com today. Remember, each purchase is also helping heroes.
These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Granger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever. That's 4 lines on unlimited welcome for just $25 a line per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. You'll also get the new iPhone 16 Pro, 4 of them for the entire family when you trade in up to 4 phones from our top brands. That's a new phone for everyone, only on the network you can count on. Verizon. Visit a store today. 20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply for phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
Jason Horowitz, glad to welcome you back to our Westwood One studios. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One, presented by Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs for protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. 2-point Florida lead at the half, 47-45. Winner gets Tennessee tomorrow in the SEC Championship. There are 12 automatic bids earned today. Bryant won the first one. The top seed in the America East beat Maine 77-59. The school from Smithfield, Rhode Island, going to the tournament for the second time in school history, the other back in 2022. In the MEAC, top seed at Norfolk State led second seed South Carolina State by 12. The Bulldogs came all the way back. They tied it on a layup on a steal with 12 seconds to go, but they didn't know the score, committed a foul. Norfolk State at the free throw line hit the first, trying to win it.
Jones comes down with the rebound. Quickly off to Johnson. Johnson into the front court. Looks to turn the corner. Gets his man up in the air. Puts up the floater. It's up. No good. And the rebound. It goes back in. The Spartans will be your 2025 MEAC basketball champions. Congratulations to Coach Rob Jones and the Norfolk State University Spartans winning a thriller here in Norfolk 66-65 over South Carolina State.
Ross Gordon, WNSB, Hot 91.1 FM on the call. 1 point, they escape. Third time in 5 years. Spartans going to the NCAA Tournament. 16 automatic bids. We got 15 to go. And we'll have the next one for you here on many of these same Westwood One stations. Big East Championship between Creighton and St. John's. Also later tonight, Liberty and Jacksonville State in Conference USA. We go back to Nashville on the other side. Kevin Kugler, Jordan Cornette, second half. Florida leading Alabama by 2. This is Westwood One's coverage of Conference Championship Week.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Whoa! Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Woohoo! Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie. So, wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Do you ever lose your balance or feel dizzy for no apparent reason? Do you hear ringing in your ears or have migraines? Well, you're not alone. 1 in 5 Americans will experience these symptoms, which could be signs you have a problem with your inner ear or vestibular system. Because these symptoms are invisible and hard to describe, they are often overlooked by doctors and dismissed by family and friends. We can help. Call the Vestibular Disorders Helpline at 800-837-8428. That's 800-837-8428. Or visit us online at liferebalanced.org. Sponsored by the Vestibular Disorders Association.
Welcome back to Conference Championship Week. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for NCAA March Madness.
(47-45), Florida by 2 over Alabama as we get set to start the second half. The Gators back out to warm up. Alabama just making their way out onto the floor. Alongside Jordan Cornette, I'm Kevin Kugler. Let's take a look at the halftime stats for Florida. They shot 47.4% from the floor, 6 of 15 from 3. Clayton leading the way with 12 points, Hauk with 8, Martin with 7, and Chinyalu with 6. For Alabama, shooting 48.6% from the floor, 5 of 17 from 3. They were out-rebounded by 2 by Florida. So far in this one, Stevenson with 9, Nelson with 9, Amori with 8. Phylon 0 for 4, did not score in the first half of this one. And Sears, 3 for 8 from the floor, 0 of 4 from 3. He ends up with 7 first half points. Jordan's keys to the game for the second half coming up. The start of the second half is just ahead with Florida leading 47-45. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins.
Join the millions of people who are celebrating going hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. Footwear you just step into and they're on. That's right, you don't have to bend down and you don't have to touch them, which is why people can't stop talking.
After trying Skechers Slip-ins, I want all my shoes to have this technology.
So how do hands-free Skechers Slip-ins work? It's like they have an invisible built-in shoehorn so your foot slides into place. Then our heel pillow keeps your foot comfy and secure. And Slip-ins are for the whole family, men, women, and kids, in all your favorite Skechers styles.
It's crazy how something as simple as a pair of shoes have made my life better.
I went hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins, and I'm never going back.
See what everybody can't stop talking about. Go hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Selling your home, it's one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. You could go it alone, trying to navigate market trends, determine fair pricing, and tackle tricky negotiations on your own. You could second-guess every decision, wondering if you're doing it right. Then there's the showings, the offers, and the mountain of paperwork. Or you could work with the expertise of a realtor, here to guide and help protect as you make your next big move. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Time now for the second half keys, sponsored by United States Postal Service. Want eyes on your shipment the entire way? USPS Ground Advantage service keeps your business in the know throughout its journey. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know for details. Florida 47, Alabama 45. All right, Jordan Cornette, let's start with Alabama. Down by 2. What do they need to do in the second half?
Alabama can be better in their transition fence. This is it's an outlet push on the rebound from this Florida team, and then they're filling the lanes. Alabama knows that's what they're going to do, but they're getting out late, and if it's not a three-point shot from Florida, it's a driving lane. It's a shot at the rim, which allows for an offensive rebounding opportunity. It's allowing just a domino effect of productivity in a variety of different ways. Alabama's got to communicate getting back. That is the only thing really with this Alabama team that they're not doing at a high level in this basketball game right now.
Let's talk Florida then. Gators with a 2-point lead. How do they earn a ticket to the championship game?
It's easier said than done, without question, but they've got to do a better job of keeping Sears out of driving into that lane and breaking down the defense. Defensively, they've taken a double-figure scorer like Philon out of this game. That's advantage Florida, but I said it going to the break, and I stand by it. Only 6 turnovers from Florida, and they haven't been punished from those, but it takes them out of their rhythm, and they become obviously empty possessions. Florida's got to do a better job taking care of the basketball, something they are characteristically really good at. So in the second half, I imagine they tighten up there, allow their high-powered offense an opportunity, but it starts defending those Bama guards.
Very even statistically, almost all the way across the board when you look at these numbers for these two teams. When we went through the numbers earlier, it's been a very evenly matched game, 12 different ties, 10 different lead changes. I would expect nothing different in the second half. Tennessee awaiting the winner in the SEC championship game tomorrow. It'll be on many of these same stations. Jordan and I will be here for that one as well. Will Richard will inbound for the Gators. Clayton with him in the backcourt. He'll get the inbound, walking it up from left to right. Maybe the only time they walk it up the entirety of the second half. Richard over to the left-hand wing. Guarded out there by Chris Youngblood. Richard looking inside, trying to enter it into the block extended. Instead swings it around to Chinyalu. Chinyalu looking into the corner, finds Clayton for 3, won't go. Chinyalu battling for the rebound, and it's thrown out of bounds, and it'll belong to Florida. Gators trying to throw it. It looked like Martin threw it off one of the Crimson Tide players under the basket, and Florida keeps the possession.
I think Martin thought it was going to go the other way, and they were going to say stepped out of bounds, but pleasantly surprised are the Gators.
Yeah, he was started up the floor and got called back by the whistle. And the crowd's looking at it right now.
Probably thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I think they agree with the call initially in the mind of Martin. Inbound to Condon, see if Florida can take advantage of maybe a free possession. Clayton on the drive, down the right side of the lane, stops, shot is short. Chinyalu with the offensive rebound for the Gators. A third chance now. Chinyalu inside, turns, right-hand hook, it is short. Another offensive board, Condon short on the shot. Rebound loose, Chinyalu has it again. His shot is short and a foul. 5 different opportunities on the opening possession for the Gators, and they go to the line.
And that's one heck of a flex from the Gators, showing that, hey, we can overpower you. We can get to the backboard, not once, not twice, 3 and 4 times before we get to the free throw line. Chinyalu is just such an impressive frame. I mean, his shoulders are so broad. He's so physical. There's no antidote on the Crimson Tide side for him.
Third foul on Amori as well, so not only do you get all the opportunities, you deepen the foul trouble for Amori. He leaves and Diabate returns. First free throw no good, and Chinyalu with one more at the line. Chinyalu's second free throw, that's no good. Rebound loose, and this time scooped up by Alabama. 5 offensive opportunities, no points for Florida on that trip down the floor, and then driving into the body of Condon, the ball out of the hands of Diabate, and it goes out of bounds, a turnover back to the Gators.
Good job showing resistance from this Gators defense, taking away those driving lanes. A key point in these final 20.
Nate Oates discussing the call. The officials, he thought there should have been a foul there. No foul called. Condon will inbound to Clayton, and Clayton will walk it up left to right. Clayton will navigate, flips it up top to Condon, swing around to Richard. Richard curling, left wing, 3, up and off. We've got a whistle and a foul underneath. Diabate gets yanked to the ground by Chinyalu, and Chinyalu picks up his 3rd personal foul.
And look, Coach Gould's typically not going to be upset with that type of play, but he does need Chinyalu to stay in this game. 3 fouls in 19 minutes, and they're going to look for a hook and hold here.
I was just going to say the same thing. When we watched it on the replay initially, there may be a hook and hold. Todd Golden is saying, take a look at it, take a look at it. And I think the officials are going to stop and look to see if there was indeed a hook and hold.
It's hard to see it initially from our vantage point here, but understanding Chinyalu doesn't go down like that unless leverage is created from something like a hook and hold.
So over to the monitor they go. Terry Oglesby leading the way over for our 3 officials. He'll be the voice you hear.
It's a common foul. That play's under review.
Kevin Kugler and Jordan Cornett here at our Granger broadcast position at Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee. For the ones who get it done, Granger offers access to over 1 million products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. Call clickgranger.com or just stop by. So you're getting another look at this. What do you see on this replay? Is it a hook and hold?
Yeah, it absolutely. I mean, from that vantage point, it certainly does. Being able to see the replay, it looks like Diabate right there with the momentum coming down, tucked under.
After review, call in the court has been confirmed. Common foul.
Wow. I am surprised by that.
They didn't feel like it was egregious enough, but there were certainly elements of a hook and a hold. Coach Todd Golden surprised by the call as well.
His palms outstretched as he walks all the way to the scores table to talk to the alternate official. He says, what are you
looking at?
Yeah, can I look at this? I mean, he's hardly stomping his feet. He's not the most demonstrative coach in the history of basketball. But he was frustrated by the call. It's a common foul, and for Chinyalu, that turnover brings it back the other way. And Sears will start it over to Phylon. Phylon looking for his first point. The skip over to the right side. Youngblood 3. Right wing good. And Alabama on top 48-47. Quickly up the floor. It's Martin. Martin almost didn't see that ball coming.
Seemed like he was ready for it, did he?
He had to be shouted by his teammate. Ball's coming. Clayton, baseline, lob underneath. It's batted away. Out to Martin. 3, top of the key. Was ready for that one. He hits the 3, and Florida leads it 50-48.
Defense was squeezed into the paint, which allowed Martin to sit there undeterred and get a clean look.
Phylon looking up top to Diabate. Back to Phylon. 3, top of the key. Rolls off. No, but we've got a foul underneath, and they're going to look at this one. I may check this for a hook and hold. Youngblood got pointed at by Terry Oglesby, and they're going to send everybody to their respective corners. The foul called, and they're going to take a look at this. And the foul was called, and immediately the man who called the foul asked to look at it. It's a bad sign.
Call on the court is a common foul. That plays under review.
This one's slow developing out of the gates with bevy of whistles.
So they're looking to see Youngblood. Did he do something with Elijah Martin?
I didn't see enough there from Youngblood. I think it was a sell from Martin. Oh, I guess he did come across with the left hand. But if the other one's not a call, in terms of balance, I don't know. Yeah, they're going to call that because it was at the face.
As he came across, Youngblood caught the head and neck area of Elijah Martin. They called the foul on Youngblood.
Tiger snap. Okay? Tiger, get middle, make a play. Next time, go Tiger snap. Get you the ball.
But we'll see if they sort this out into more than just a common foul. And I think there's going to be an upgrade here. The way the officials are patrolling this situation to either team. We've not been told yet. Here comes the word.
After review, foul's been upgraded to a flagrant 1 foul. Florida number 15 will shoot 2 shots. Florida ball out of bounds.
So the flagrant 1, and you predicted it, Jordan, after you saw that second angle, it was going to be an F1.
And usually, if there's contact at the face like that, it's a non-basketball play. That is the absolute right call.
One more for Martin as he hits the first free throw.
And you can tell by Coach Oates not arguing it, that most likely it's an agreeable decision.
Doesn't mean he likes the decision, but it is one he can understand.
Certainly.
As both free throws are good for Martin, and now Florida ball with a 4-point lead and 18:15 to play. But these first minute and 45 seconds has more resembled our first game's pace than the first half's pace of this game.
You imagine these two teams are hoping, let's get back to that rhythm. Let's start to play a little bit more disciplined ball so we can let it fly offensively, Kevin.
Here's Richard on the weave to Clayton in the right-hand offensive zone. Clayton will enter it into the post. Hand-logged it on the baseline, skips it into the left corner, trying to find some room, driving down that left corner. Fadeaway jumper is good for Will Richard, and a 54-48 Florida lead.
It's good to get Richard back and acclimated in this game, help him find a rhythm.
Philon on the drive, stops, misses from point-blank range. Offensive rebound trickles out to Stevenson. Alabama with a second chance. Sears on the right side against Condon. Drives past the big man, but Condon recovers for the swat. Hand-logged and grabs it. Richard on the run to the other end. Richard driving, off-balance hook, no, but a foul called on Diabate, his second. Florida gets out and runs after another miss by Philon, who's 0 for 5 today.
Condon with the shot block. Bill Russell-esque to keep the ball in play, allowing for Hand-Lockton to make the save, keep the ball in play, and allow it to go the other way. Richard wanted to go in the open floor alley-oop to Martin, but the defense didn't allow it, so then he just says head down, get to the line, and he does.
Free throw by Richard is good. Very busy second half already for Richard as he stretches the lead to 55-48. Second free throw is good, and a 56-48 Florida lead. 8-point advantage for the Gators, their largest lead of the ballgame.
I'm going to call Hand-Lockton for a foul after the free throw made for a push in the back.
And Hand-Lockton picks up his third. He was limited by those foul problems in the first half. So up the floor comes Mark Sears to work. Sears will walk it up for Alabama. Standing top of the key, looking for a screen from Youngblood. To the left-hand wing, Sears continues to work the dribble. At the top of the key, 9 to shoot, ball batted away and taken away by Clayton. Clayton with a steal to the other end, layup is good! Florida by 10, largest lead of the ballgame, 58-48. Bama on the run to the other end. Stevenson. Back it goes to Youngblood. Driving baseline right to left. Stops under the basket. Shot up and feathered over the left side of the rim for 2. 58-50. Florida inbounds and they'll walk it up.
Youngblood, a sublime job of using the rim to protect him from the defense to finish over sides.
58-50. Florida by 8. Richard to Condon at the top. Looking for a little bit of room. Condon will enter it down to Richard. Drives to the rim, throws it at the rim, no good. Rebound kicked out. Philon on the run for Alabama. The skip into the corner. Youngblood, 3 right corner. Won't go. Offensive rebound in the left corner. Jaron Stevenson needs some help, and Richard bails him out and commits a personal foul in the corner. He had him almost trapped, and then the foul call.
Overzealous in nature. You've done the job. You don't need to force the turnover. Just let the sequence play itself out when you have a defensive advantage.
Back in comes Aiden Sherrill. And sitting down is Sears. He'll get a breather before the under-16 media timeout. Inbound, trying to get this one in quickly. Does so to Aiden Holloway. Holloway with 15 to shoot at the top of the key against Hand-Loggden, playing him with 3 fouls. Back up, deep 3, off the heel. Hand-Loggden with the rebound, hands it off to Will Richard. Richard will work it up the floor. Across the timeline to Clayton. Clayton will feed it over to Condon. Condon, left block, posting, turns, baseline, misses the layup. Everything but the bucket. Sherrill with a rebound. Philon will work it up in an 8-point game, 58-50. Condon 0 for 5 from the floor. Diabate works it around to Sherrill. Back to Diabate, trying to drive from the right wing. Gets down low, ball lost, knocked away, flipped ahead. Florida on the run. Martin with a one-hand flush. 60-50. Martin explodes to the rim and a 10-point Florida lead. Drop off on the run. Sherrill stopped at the rim. Handlog in the rebound. Florida surveying the situation. Up by 10. Lob to the rim and a two-hand flush. Alex Condon pounds it home. Florida 62. Alabama 50. 12-point Florida lead. Diabate on the right block. Posting up. Turns in the paint. Skips it across the left block. Out it goes to Philon. Philon trying to drive against Richard down the right side of the lane. His shot spiked like a volleyball. Back it goes to Youngblood. 3, top of the key. It won't go. Rebound, Handlogton. Florida with the ball and the momentum. Up by 12. Skip left wing. Martin fakes the 3. He'll drive down the right side of the lane and he's fouled. 14:41 to go. Second half. Martin barking. Florida moving. 62-50. The Gators by 12 and a timeout in Nashville.
A remarkable display of effort, energy, athleticism, and all-out talent. This Florida team in transition. I am marveling at that sequence of basketball.
62-50, the Gators by 12 with 14:41 to go. This is Westwood One's coverage of Conference Championship Week.
The Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council present the story of Tom and Levi.
Tom is the smartest man I know. He's been a professor at 2 major universities, been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, he told me that he was having problems in his classes. I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. And he was telling them that he was doing it as a favor to them, but I think in reality, he just wanted to get out of there. I was really starting to worry because I saw something was wrong.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me, and my love for him was just immense.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
How can we help each other and the planet during these historic, uncertain times? Did you know that there are millions of farmers in developing nations using harmful practices that not only make it hard for them to make ends meet, but also hurt the environment? The good news is there's a solution. For more than 30 years, nonprofit Trees for the Future has planted over 180 million trees and helped tens of thousands of farmers achieve independence and stability so that they're able to weather any storm. Trees for the Future trains farmers to rethink farming and use trees to flatten the curve on environmental harm while improving their nutrition and income. Let's come together to build a better future for communities in need and the planet. Learn more at trees.org/radio. That's TREES.org/radio. This message is sponsored by Trees for the Future.
Along with Jordan Cornette, I'm Kevin Kugler. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One, presented by Progressive Insurance. You could save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat. Visit Progressive.com. Well, you look at what this Florida team has done as the second half has begun in a 62-50 lead for the Gators. It's been the running game of the Gators that has gotten them out to this 12-point lead.
It's also been the aggressive defense that's opened that ability up to get out in the open floor. Shot blocks, getting in the back pocket, deflections. I'll tell you what, when you watch Martin and when you watch Clayton and when you watch Richard, how these wings can go in the open floor, it's a blur. 2 of those sequences, ball didn't even hit the floor, and they converted on the other end. It's almost, you can tell it's almost like repetition stuff from this group, allowing your athletes to thrive and positioning them properly, and the Gators do just that.
A 15-2 run over the last 3 minutes and 50 seconds. They've hit 5 of their last 6 shots, and meanwhile, Alabama's gone ice cold. 1 for their last 9. They haven't scored in 2 minutes and 11 seconds of this game as Florida has taken control. Now, if you're an Alabama fan, there's no reason to panic at this point. Your team is one of the most potent offenses in college basketball. In fact, the top scoring offense in the nation. There's plenty of time to score points. But right now, just 2 for 10 from the floor in the second half. It's not gone well to start the second half for the Crimson Tide.
You're really good, these Florida Gators, at playing fast, but you're getting sped up.
Yep.
And it's outside of even their comfort zone. Catch, be strong with the basketball, make the right read, don't let the ball stick, play inside out, allow that front line to flourish. You got to take good shots to allow for offensive rebounding, high-level opportunities as well.
Elijah Martin at the free throw line for Florida. The first free throw good after the foul on Youngblood before the timeout. 63 to 50. One more to go for Martin. Hits them both. 64-50. In his 155th college basketball game, Martin stretches the lead to 14. It's a lot of games.
A lot of basketball.
Holloway will hand it off to Youngblood. Youngblood, step back three on the right wing. That one's good. Got a good look for three. And here come the Crimson Tide.
Gators went and dropped coverage and gave Youngblood as about as good a look as you'll find in this contest.
37% of the year from three. That's dangerous. Martin around the screen. Dribbles top of the key. Over to the left wing now. Enters it left block to Houck. Houck posting against the smaller Sears. Sears harassing. Houck backs it out. Hand off to Aberdeen with 8 to shoot. Aberdeen backing down against Sears now. Posting. Fadeaway baseline. Jumper good. Aberdeen. Excellent work against Sears. And it's 66-53 Gators.
Aberdeen just elevated over Sears, who was in good position on that baseline. Tough mid-range jumper.
Sears will skip it into the left corner. Stevenson's three short. Rebound ripped down by Chinyalu of Florida. One and done. Go the Crimson Tide with 13:40 to play. Here's Elijah Martin. Martin looking inside to Houck up top. Houck will enter it to Chinyalu, posting against Amori. Chinyalu with a double team coming. Runs it off the glass at home. The second on the double, Jaron Stevenson went down, and it's 68-53 Florida.
Chinyalu buried Amori on that low block. Won the play before the catch. Just go over the left shoulder and win.
Amori penetrates, dishes out to Stevenson, and Stevenson fouled on a drive diagonal from the right wing. It'll be on Houck. That is his first, team's fourth.
Stevenson is settled for the jump shot a few times. I like to see him take that catch and attack the rim. Try and get to the free throw line at some point here. Really grind this Gators defense with his athleticism and length.
Amori will hand it off to Sears. Sears at the top of the key, trying to find room to penetrate left baseline. Gets up to the rim, no, but a foul called. It'll be on Aberdeen, and Denzel Aberdeen with his second, 15th foul on the Gators. Todd Golden shaking his head over on the Gators sideline. He says, no, it's not a foul.
And he might have something to it, but again, because Sears is so savvy, he just gets his body into contact, and it puts pressure on not just the defender, but the officials to feel like, okay, we should probably blow a whistle here. That's how you earn a call.
And Sears to the line for the third and fourth time today. 1 for 2, now 2 for 3 as he hits the first. Be a VIP at the men's Final Four in San Antonio with the NCAA Experience official ticket and hospitality packages. Official NCAA hospitality includes live entertainment, upscale food stations and beverages, appearances by NCAA legends, and much more. To be a VIP at the men's Final Four in San Antonio, visit ncaa.com/VIP. Both free throws good. 68-55. Florida by 13. Clayton trying to penetrate for Florida. Nothing there. Houck will flip it over his shoulder to Clayton out on the left wing for three. Buries it on the left wing. 71-55 Gators. Sears quickly attacks to the other end. Dishes it off to Stevenson. Stevenson filling it to Amori, who hops into the paint, collides with two Gators, and a foul is called. That'll go on Chinyalu, and that'll be his fourth.
Alabama got lucky playing in transition, gave the ball to Amori, who's running down the floor full speed at the elbow, and had him positioned to make a play like he's a wing guy, not his strength, out of control, and he is bailed out by a whistle in that moment.
71-55, 12:40 to play as Amori goes to the line where he's 4 for 4 this afternoon.
Where he is about as comfortable as can be.
The most comfortable shooter in the building. First free throw is good. 5 for 5 at the stripe. Todd Golden is asking the question from the sidelines, how is that a shooting foul?
Because it was certainly a foul, but it was not a shooting foul. There was never an attempt taken.
Second one is good. Amori makes them both. Todd Golden's still saying it's not shooting. It's not shooting. It was, apparently, because he shot 2 free throws and made them both. 71-57, Florida by 14. Denzel Aberdeen will bring it across the timeline. Goes around the screen from Condon, all the way down low to the well, and he banks it off the window and in. 73-57. Florida making it look easy right now against this Alabama D.
Aberdeen has gotten downhill a few times now and has been able to convert.
Aiden Holloway trying to dislodge Aberdeen, has to skip it over to Amori, goes back to Sears. Sears weaving to the logo in the lane, dishes left corner, Stevenson's three is short. Rebound and a collision, it'll go out of bounds to Florida. The collision between Martin and Stevenson and the ball out to the Gators.
And Stevenson catches that ball on the baseline. He's now taken 6 shots from beyond the arc. He's converted 2. I would have loved to see him on that baseline catch. Attack the closeout. Get to that rim. Draw yet another foul or finish. With his size, that's his greatest strength, is getting downhill.
Florida's hit their last 6 shots, up 73-57. Here's Martin, turns the corner, drives inside, stops, pivots, pirouettes, holds the basketball just outside the lane on the right side. Feeding up top now to Condon. Condon on the left wing, and the ball poked out of bounds. Holloway almost kept it in play. Would have had a run out, and that'll take us to the under 12 media timeout. A second half dominated by the Florida Gators. They've outscored Alabama 26-12 and lead it 73-57. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
It's March matchup season at BetMGM. Ready to shoot your shot? Lock in your picks for this year's tournament with the sportsbook born in Vegas. Being on the sidelines is one thing. This March, get into the game with exciting state-of-the-art live tracking technology, exclusive sportsbook selections, and so much more. Check out BetMGM Originals for dozens of markets you won't find anywhere else. Take a shot at our exciting free-to-play games for your chance at scoring odds boost tokens, bonus bets, and many other prizes. Plus, new players can score up to $1,500 in bonus bets if their first bet loses. From the big dogs to the underdogs, March matchups at BetMGM is a player's best friend. Sign up to catch the excitement and experience college hoops like never before with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. North Carolina only. First bet offers for new customers only. All other promotions for existing customers. Subject to eligibility requirements and rewards may vary. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
With Marriott Bonvoy, take your game day rituals on the road. No matter how you show your team spirit, find a stay for your style when you explore our entire world of hotel brands and experiences. Marriott Bonvoy has a brand for every kind of fan. Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA. Explore more at marriottbonvoy.com/NCAA.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
A reminder, you can listen to every game of Westwood One's coverage of Conference Championship Week for free on the Varsity Network app. Just download the Varsity Network app and follow Westwood One Sports to hear who punches their ticket to the NCAA Tournament. Well, one of the big storylines in this game might just be the developing story of Grant Nelson, one of the stars for this Alabama team. The 6'11 senior has not played in the second half, left the game, and is reported out with a leg injury since he left the game. Florida's outscored Alabama 32-15, Jordan.
Yeah, that hurts you offensively. Obviously one of their best scorers, high-level athlete with length in a game that requires length from Alabama. He can be a shot maker. He doesn't shoot it efficiently from the three, but he has made one in this game. And early on I said that's important to keep the defense honest, to allow for spacing, to allow for driving lanes. All that's now eliminated, and there's no surprise that that's been part of the ability for Florida to build.
Well, and one of the real concerns you have for Alabama is not necessarily this game or even the rest of this tournament, but the next step for Alabama. It'll be harder to win for the Crimson Tide if they don't have a full-strength Grant Nelson next week and the weeks beyond.
And I imagine that played a role in the decision-making,
No
right?
question.
And you hope it's nothing beyond that, the luxury of saying, let's save him, and it's nothing more serious than that.
So with him out, you go a little bit deeper on the bench. Darian Reed, the 6'8 freshman, on the floor for the first time today for Alabama. Urban Closeout back out there. He'll drive off the inbound to the rim, misses the layup. Through traffic, Diabate the rebound. He'll push it up the floor. Diabate end-to-end, got to the rim with Houck on his hip. Missed the layup, but Houck commits the personal foul, his second.
Able to get all the way to the rim. Florida Gators, no help side defense, and just coming into the lane to stunt at him to prevent that straight line drive from literally end to end from Diabate. He just kept dribbling and said, okay, nobody's here. I'm going to keep going.
So to the line goes Diabate. 0 for 2 today. He's got 4 points. He's got 9 rebounds. 73-57. Alabama not a field goal in the last 2 minutes and 54 seconds. Trying to chip away with a couple of points at the line. And Diabate's first free throw is good. 73-58. Still 11:34 to go in this second half. But you're hearing a little bit of the balance of Florida. This team can play offense, but they can also defend. The third best scoring defense in the SEC as the second free throw is good. 73-59, 11 and a half to go second half. Gators with a lead and the ball. Aberdeen will walk it up. Sends it over to the left wing, and Richard in the right-hand offensive zone dumps it down low. Condon rolling to the rim. His shot left short. It got stuck against the iron. A bounce ahead for Alabama. Diabate controls the dribble, gets down the baseline, and throws it away. Aberdeen with the steal. Ahead to Richard. Richard leaving it behind. Houck on his way to the rim is fouled by Youngblood, or rather by Stevenson. Nope, they'll give it to Youngblood. He commits the personal foul, and Houck will go to the line for 2.
Diabate did his team a disservice by driving it too far into the teeth of that defense, which set him up to leave his feet with nowhere to go, which inevitably always leads to a turnover. It does, and they go the other way. And I credit these Florida bigs for how they run the floor. Filling lanes, direct rim runs, putting Houck in position here at the free throw line.
And Houck good on the free throw. He's got 9. Clayton with 17, Martin with 14 to pace Florida today. 11 for Youngblood, 10 for Amori, and it's really been a struggle for Mark Sears, who averages over 19 a game. He has 9
They take
on the
away
afternoon.
those driving lanes. He's become solely a distributor in this game.
Houck misses the second, rebound out to Diabate. For Diabate, that'll be his 10th board of the afternoon. 74-59, ball tipped and saved by Sears for Alabama. Sears through traffic, skips it over to the right side to Stevenson. Stevenson will work it around to Youngblood. A couple of bobbles slowing this possession. Youngblood on the drive to the rim, finger roll won't go, and the rebound plucked by Condon with 2 hands.
The length bothersome on the drive there from Youngblood. Undersized, tasked with a weird attempt at the rim there.
Closeout looking over to the right side. He'll work it up top to Condon, lobbing it down low. Houck, tough catch on the right block. Push toward the baseline, gives it to Closeout. Corner 3, won't go. Tip try won't go for Richard. We've got a whistle and a foul called. Richard soaring in on that left baseline. Went up with one hand. Looked like he wanted to dunk it. Diabate commits the foul, his 3rd.
Florida blitzing the backboard. Alabama not getting bodies on guys. Watching the shot, not locating the block out. And when you become a spectator, it opens up an opportunity. And looking at the replay, Bama sent 2 guys to the same guy to block out, which left an opening for Richard.
First free throw good for Will Richard. He's got 9. Kevin Kugler and Jordan Cornett here at our Granger broadcast position at Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee. Gain a winning edge for your business with Granger. You'll find supplies and solutions for every industry when you call. Click Granger.com or just stop by. 75-59, Florida, 10:25 to go. Tennessee awaits the winner in the title game tomorrow as Richard hits the second. He's got 10 on the afternoon. 76-59, Florida. Alabama will work it up to Sherrell. Sherrell on the left wing. Handoff to Sears. Picked up by Handlogton. Big man on little man. Sears lobbing it inside to Sherrell. Back it goes to Sears. Looking for a 3 in the corner. Got Handlogton in the air. Backs out on the left wing. 8 to shoot. Sears drives. Bumped by Handlogton. Shot won't go. Handlogton with the rebound. Throws it out of bounds off Sears, and it'll belong to the Gators.
Sears had no hope trying to finish over the 7-footer and had locked him. And how about the high IQ play after he alters the shot to get that ball off the back of Sears to get the ball back to the Gators.
Denzel Aberdeen will walk it up from left to right.
Size is overwhelming Alabama at this point.
And no Grant Nelson to help mitigate it. Klobuchar on the run, trying to jump it down low. It deflects back to him. He gets it back and takes it up. He wanted to get it down to Handlogden, and it just bounced off Handlogden's hands right back to Klobuchar, and he gets fouled.
It almost looked like he was playing a pass to himself. You're absolutely right. The sequence, he was just lucky.
Diabate picks up his fourth, and Klobuchar to the line. This is a rarity. He does not go to the line very often. On the regular season, just 7 of 10.
That is not a lot of opportunities.
The true freshman from Slovenia. And he misses the first hard off the back iron. Alabama, 1 for their last 10. No field goals in almost 5 minutes as Florida has taken complete control of what was a 2-point game at halftime. We saw ties and lead changes by the score in the first half. Second half has been all Florida. They've outscored Alabama 30-14.
And when Florida has the depth and the productivity they get from that depth, it is now overwhelming Alabama.
77-59, drive inside, Stevenson, shot ripped away. Klobuchar on the run for Florida. Klobuchar has it poked out of his hands, gets it into the hands of Richard. 3 in the corner is good! Even on a broken play, the Gators find goal, the 3 in the corner. 80-59, Florida on a 7-0 run and a timeout.
The length of the defense, yet again, a shot block, guys fill lanes, the bigs run straight to the rim, the guards fan out to 3, this defense is overwhelmed, and now they are just hoping to get to the end of this one without embarrassment. It's truly what it feels like now.
Our score in the SEC semifinals, Florida 80, Alabama 59. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Something amazing is happening. Technology is working harder, faster, and more reliably. It's delivering results that work. But who makes technology work? CDW. We're a full-service technology solutions provider, advising our clients and designing customized solutions so they can reach their goals and do amazing things. CDW. Make amazing happen. Find out more at cdw.com.
And that is why many of the greatest feats of fandom require you to be on your feet. Any questions?
Professor, NCAA men's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to show up, show out, give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MVB tickets.
A reminder, if you can't get to a radio to hear our broadcast of the upcoming NCAA men's basketball tournament, or you want to listen to any and every game in its entirety for free, just log on to WestwoodOneSports.com. From the first 4 all the way to the national championship game in San Antonio, you can hear highlights, exclusive interviews with players and coaches, plus all 67 games streamed live for free. It's all on WestwoodOneSports.com. 7-0 run Florida. Alabama has not scored in over 2 minutes. They're 1 for their last 11 from the floor. Jordan Cornette, Florida running away with this right now. 80-59. They've outscored Alabama 33-14 in the second half.
They've done such a good job on the three-point line that they've taken away the threes from Alabama. They've then funneled them into driving the basketball into great length. And when you're dribbling into great length, your shot's either going to be altered, straight out blocked, or you're going to turn it over at a fear of I got to retreat, dribble, and kick out. So then when those happen, the 50-50 ball's presented. Florida gains the 50-50, and they go the other way in a blur. And it's either a rim run or a 3 because they spray it outside. This has been a masterful execution from a Florida team that, to me, looks like one of the 2 best teams in the country.
Yeah, this is not a team I would want to face in an NCAA tournament setting. They're deep, they're good shooters, they play with pace, and they defend. It's a lethal combination.
I mean, Clayton has been good, been really good, but he has not needed, it has not required him to be elite in this game because of the efforts they're getting from so many other guys in Gator uniforms.
Battled those leg cramps, did Clayton, in the second half of Friday's game. Chance to spell him perhaps a little bit as Alabama works it down, and Omori with a 2-hand flush. Clayton on the bench right now for Florida. Halka working around to Closeout. Closeout double come, push out towards the timeline, needs help, gets it hand logged in, no look to Hauk, spinning into the paint, over the front of the rim and good. That's big to big with a spin for 2. 82-61. Quickly on the drive, ball poked free, out of the hands of Philon. Up ahead comes Closeout. Closeout on the run, into the paint, stops at the logo, hands it to Aberdeen, slithers to the rim, no. Rebound plucked away by Philon of Alabama. 8:36 and counting to go. On the drive, Stevenson gets inside, tries to force it over his shoulder to the rim. It's no good on the shot. Closeout gets the rebound, and Florida will walk it up. And now the Gators content to burn as much clock as they can each possession. They're not going to stop if they have the chance to score quickly, but they are happy to shrink it. Here's Richard. Looking baseline, fades away, hits 2 more. Richard with 15, and it's 84-61 Florida. Aiden Holloway accelerates quickly to the left-hand wing. Holloway penetrates, flips it out to the right side, and Youngblood. Deep 3, 8 feet behind the arc, and it's good for Youngblood. And a 20-point Florida lead, 84-64. As good a shooter as Youngblood is, Florida will be happy if he shoots that one every time down the floor.
I mean, that is deep. And it's desperation because they can't get the looks they desire right now.
Aberdeen on the left-hand wing, probing for Florida, working the dribble between his legs with 7 to shoot. He'll drive to the rim, blocked away by Stevenson. Alabama on the run. It's Youngblood, stops 3, left wing, way off the mark, and the rebound out of bounds off Philon's hands, and a timeout on the floor. 7:26 to go in the second half. The Gators trying to get to a title tilt with Tennessee tomorrow in Tennessee. Our score here in the SEC semifinals, Florida 84, Alabama 64. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
Saving for retirement was tough enough for us.
Yes, and navigating markets can be challenging at times.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we take a disciplined approach with your investments.
Tell us more about that.
We take an active approach to money management, positioning your portfolio for opportunities we see ahead.
So all your clients get the same portfolio?
No, we tailor your portfolio to your individual goals and needs.
What about communication? We don't like being left in the dark.
We check in regularly to keep you informed on the markets and your portfolio.
Which means you'll help us stay on track.
Yes, our goal is your comfortable retirement. And as a fiduciary, we always put your interests first, because we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed Sponsored Jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Jason Horwitz back with you here in our Westwood One studios. We'll get you back to Nashville, where Florida's trying to close out to the championship to meet Tennessee in a moment, but get you updated on what else is going on around the country. 2 really good semifinals in the Big Ten. Michigan leading Maryland 74-72. 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Winner will take on Wisconsin for the Big Ten title tomorrow. They knocked off Michigan State 77-74. Memphis, the top seed in the American, survived Tulane 78-77. Tigers looking for a championship tomorrow. You'll hear the American title game right here on many of these same Westwood One stations. Much more coming up after the game. For now, back to Kevin Kugler or Jordan Cornette in Nashville.
An 84-64 lead here for the Florida Gators over the Alabama Crimson Tide with 7:26 to play in this second half. And we've seen total domination, Jordan, by the Gators in this second half after a back-and-forth first half that saw the teams exchange the lead 10 different times. And instead, in this one, it's been all Florida in the second half.
It's absolutely been, and it's starting to become the Gators' front line that are impacting out both sides of the ball. Defensively, they're funneling everything into the paint. They're blocking every shot or altering it. These bigs are now making plays down, whether it's running the floor or playing through them and making plays. Houck has been masterful in this game. He's the leader of that front line in terms of making plays, and goes back to Mark Sears has not been a factor in this game at all, to the point where now they've decided, and me and you were talking about it, Kevin, you astutely mentioned in the break, like, do you even use him anymore at this point? And I don't think they're going to. I think this is the end of it for Sears today, understanding the end is inevitable here. You've got a lot more to play for still here in March.
Well, and since Grant Nelson left the game, to keep you up to date on that with a leg injury, 43-22, they have outscored it. Now, they went to the monitor and a technical foul, not monitor, they went during the break and a technical foul was assessed on the Alabama bench. So 2 free throws out of the break for Will Richard. He makes 1 of 2. Nate Oates gets called for the tech. He is unhappy as he paces the sideline with a water bottle. Florida will inbound, and compounding the frustration, the 85-64 lead on the scoreboard for Florida. Condon to work over the left side. 44-22 since Nelson left the game. It's been all Florida without Grant Nelson out there for Alabama. And another 3 falls for Walter Clayton Jr., and it's an 88-64 advantage for the Florida Gators.
And at one point, do the Gators start thinking, we need to get our stars out of this game?
Holloway will try the 3, and he rolls it home top of the key for Alabama. Just his second bucket of the afternoon. He has 6.
Starting to think that won't come until the under 4, Kevin.
But it makes a lot of sense because you're looking like you've got a date with Tennessee tomorrow for an SEC championship. Here's Condon, top of the key, wide open 3 is good. Condon rains it down, 91-67. The 11th 3 of the afternoon for the Florida Gators.
The Alabama team is gassed, having to defend every piece of the floor and a half court.
Holloway's floater won't go. He gets his own rebound. He'll back it up to the top of the key with 6:15 to go. Spins it to Stevenson, right corner 3. That won't go. Sherrell's rebound, no good on the shot, but a foul, and Sherrell headed to the free throw line with 6:12 to go. The foul on Will Richard, his 3rd.
Sherrell is exhausted. He's a big that wants to defend in the interior. He's a guy that wants to bang bodies in. These Florida skilled bigs are step-out guys, run the floor fast guys, and he is not enjoying the matchup currently.
Well, and his minutes have gone up with Grant Nelson being on the bench and on the shelf for all of this second half. So Sherrell playing more, Stevenson playing more, and you can see it on the floor. They are exhausted. Both free throws good for Sherrell, though, as he cashes in at the line. 91-69 Florida. Tennessee awaiting the winner. Working it up into the right-hand offensive zone. Condon fakes the 3, skips it out to Martin. Martin fakes the 3, drives baseline to the rim, lays it off the glass and good. 93-69 Florida.
Playing from one side to the other, their ball reversal allows a shifty defense and one to be exploited, and they do.
A 3 short for Holloway, rebounded by Alabama's Jaron Stevenson, works it over to the left side and Philon. Stevenson with a second chance, driving down the right side of the lane, stops, turns middle of the lane, has to pick up his dribble and back it out. Good defense by Condon. Working it around to the right side, Philon's 3 rolls home, and his first bucket of the day. 0 for 7 from the floor before that shot dropped.
And it's big for him just to see the ball go in the basket as you head to the big dance from here, because this has been his worst game in his young career there at Alabama.
It's Clayton to the left side, up top to Condon. Condon looked at the clock, saw 12 to shoot, backs it out. Martin shot fake in the right corner, 7 on the shot clock, feeding into the free throw line. Chinyalu from there, bank open late, banks it home, blows kisses to the crowd. 95-72 Florida. Holloway now on the right-hand wing. Backs up for a three. That is good. 95-75. Clock running, 4:45 and counting. And walking it up is Walter Clayton Jr. Florida scored 95 in back-to-back games here in Nashville.
I got to say that Chinyelu blowing him the kisses after a bank jump shot. I've never seen that after a bank jumper before.
Here's Clayton on the drive inside. A whistle and a foul called on Jaron Stevenson. Stay with us for the All-State postgame show on Westwood One. We'll check the final numbers and other postgame comments. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. Stevenson picking up his second foul. Team foul number 8. Clayton to the line for a pair on the shooting foul. Free throw number 1 is good. Gators had ended that regular season red hot, Jordan. They'd won 9 of their last 10. They only lost at Georgia. Then they came in yesterday, beat Missouri, 95-81. That's a tournament team, by the way, the Missouri Tigers. Coach Gates has done a remarkable job there. Clayton's second free throw is good, and now about to blast Alabama out of Nashville.
This team is playing at a high level.
97-75 Florida. Both free throws good. Holloway will work it up to Philon. Just hit his first bucket a moment ago. Philon working against Chinyelu. Philon on the drive, drops it off underneath. Diabate has to back it out up top to Youngblood. Youngblood shot fake, kick into the corner. Philon 3, short, rebound, Walter Clayton Jr. for Florida. 4 minutes to go and a 97-75 Florida lead. Clayton walking it up. Alabama fans starting to head to the exits here in Nashville. Clayton over to the right side and Houck shifts to his left, goes down the left side of the lane, now pivots into the middle of the paint, dribbles, fades away from 10, off the heel, no good. Rebound poked out and a foul is going to go on Ruben Chinyelu, and that will foul him out of the ball game with a double-double, 10 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 fouls.
That's what you ask him to do. Be a physical presence out there, bang around, be productive offensively when the opportunity presents itself because you have depth. He played a heck of a game for them today. Gave him a heck of a boost. More productive than he's accustomed to being, and that's a win for this group.
And a timeout on the floor, 97-75 Florida. 3:38 to play in the second half. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
Gain Super Flings are here to take your laundry to the next level.
Talking about Gain Super Flings. Super-sized laundry packs. These things are huge. Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings laundry packs have 4 times the Oxy cleaning power and 3 times the Febreze freshness versus Gain Original Liquid.
Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings for next level laundry.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Granger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for NCAA March Madness. Along with Jordan Cornette, I'm Kevin Kugler. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One, presented by Progressive Insurance. Your small business keeps you on the go. Progressive Commercial Insurance keeps your policy within reach with our easy-to-use mobile app. Learn more at progressivecommercial.com. Tennessee won earlier today, 70-65. They await the winner of this one. And right now, with 3:38 to go, it looks very much like it'll be an all-orange final. Tennessee and Florida, 97-75. The Gators with the commanding lead.
Florida motivated. They got here last year, couldn't get it done. They want to get it done here this go-round. It's going to be a tough battle. There's going to be a lot of Tennessee fans in the building naturally tomorrow, them playing in their home state. It's going to be a great environment tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, it's going to rock, and it'll be two teams that can defend. The question is, can Tennessee defend enough to slow down this Florida offense that's put up 95 and 97 so far in their two SEC tournament games? Free throw number one good for Jaron Stevenson. One more to come at the line for the sophomore from Chapel Hill. Missed the second. Rebound loose and scooped up by Will Richard for the Gators. We'll see how long these Florida starters now remain on the floor. Condon will work it up top to Clayton. Clayton back, it goes to Condon to the rim. Counted in the foul. Condon hit hard and he goes down hard. Helped up by his teammates as he gives Florida its 98th and 99th point of the game.
Somebody's got to be telling Coach Golden on his bench, let's get these guys out. Unless he thinks the more resounding the win, the more likelihood to achieve a 1 seed. I don't understand the motivation to have these guys out here right now.
When a play like that should give you pause to think, you know what? Let's move on to Sunday. Condon to the line. Pounds the dribble on the free throw. It is up. No good. Off the back iron. The rebound for Diabate of Alabama. Coming up on 3 to play in this one. Diabate looking for some help. Dribbling it past Richard. Gets inside. Right to left, and he scoops it over the left side of the rim and good. That's a tough shot. 99-78. Florida with a lead. 3 minutes to go. Clayton on the move, stops in the paint, skips it out right wing. Richard dribbling, backs up for a 3, just grazes the front iron, no good. Rebound scooped up by Youngblood. Alabama on the run. Over to Stevenson, 3 in the left corner. That's no good. Rebound Elijah Martin for Florida. He'll work it ahead to Richard, and Richard will try to dribble a little time off the clock. 2.5 to go. Condon standing at the top now. Condon will dribble over to the left side. Bench about to clear as Martin with a shot fake in the corner. 3 off balance, no good. It lands in the arms of Diabate of Alabama. On the move, Philon dribbling. Ball stripped out of his hands by Clayton. It'll go out of bounds to Alabama with 2:14 to go. Urban Klobjar coming on. Denzel Aberdeen returning. Micah Handlogden checking in. Isaiah Brown, the freshman, on the floor for the first time. And Florida fans with a rousing ovation for the starters who leave with a ticket to the finals coming up tomorrow.
Kevin, I don't know how you look at this Florida team and think they're not one of the top 4 teams in the country and worthy of a 1 seed. I don't know how.
Stevenson trying to find room on the baseline, and he's fouled. And that'll send Stevenson to the charity stripe for a pair with 2:08 to play in the second half. Well, they have a little bit of everything. 5th best offense in the SEC, 3rd best defense in the SEC, the best fast break team in a conference that can score. They were 13-0 in the non-conference. They've really got a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything, this group. And the depth allows them to play at that pace, with that level of energy and motor for 40 minutes.
Stevenson's free throw no good. 1 more to go. Meanwhile, Alabama, with their position secure in the tournament, likely a 2 seed in the NCAA field. They'll go home, they'll rest, they'll try to get Grant Nelson's leg healthy before they start the dance next week. Both free throws miss. Isaiah Brown, the rebound for Florida.
And with how Lenardi has this position, Tennessee a 2 seed, Florida currently a 1 seed. That game tomorrow will be for a 1 seed.
Aberdeen over to the left-hand side, now back right to Brown. Brown holds it above his head, sends up top to Handlogden. 1:50 to go. Here's Klobjar working against Holloway. Pushes the pass right corner. Aberdeen's three is good, and Florida over the century mark. 102-78 for the Gators.
We knew it was going to get there, and it certainly has. A comfortable 102 for this Florida squad.
The skip for Alabama to Holloway. Holloway working baseline, trying to find room against Aberdeen. Can't dislodge him. Backs it out to Diabate. Diabate spinning baseline. Got down deep against Aberdeen and banks it home. 102-80 with 1:14 and change to play. Aberdeen over to the right side and Isaiah Brown. Brown up top to Hand-Logton. Here's Klapjar, three, top of the key, off the heel, long rebound, goes out of bounds, and it'll go to Alabama with 59.8 seconds to play. So Alabama fans a little glum, but you hear the Gator fans in the building roaring in celebration. The bench now will completely clear for Florida. Bennett Anderson, the 6'2 guard, on the floor for the first time today. To work goes Alabama. Phylon. Up top to Holloway. Deep three. Won't go. Rebound underneath for Florida. Florida with Aberdeen walking it up for the Gators. Under 38 seconds to play. 102-80. Florida and Tennessee are going to meet tomorrow for an SEC tournament title. Aberdeen dribbling across half court with Holloway on his left hip. Bounced over to the right side, now with 7 to shoot. It's Anderson going to work. Anderson on the drive to the rim for two, and the biggest roar of the day as Bennett Anderson puts 2 on the board to cap it for the Florida offense at 104.
He had that celebration ready too, partner. He flexed his Gator fan base over there. His bench loves it. This group's having fun playing at this level right now.
Anderson now will dribble it out, and that'll do it. 104-82. The Florida Gators are on their way to the SEC Tournament Championship. And in Nashville on Sunday, it's Tennessee and Florida playing for the SEC crown. Gators win it 104-82 over Alabama. And Florida advances with win number 29 on the season.
Kev, you got to wonder how this one may have looked if Grant Nelson was playing. But truth be told, with how Florida's operating, I don't think it would have mattered. It would not have been as lopsided, no question. But this Florida team is playing their best basketball at the absolute right time. They are chasing a championship, and they are positioned to maybe get one unless this Tennessee team can stand in the way, and it'll be decided tomorrow.
57 points in the second half. They outscore Alabama 57-37 on the way to a 104-82 win over the Crimson Tide. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it